FleegsEquipment.com. Hi, I'm Jason Fleeg. Football, Fleegs Equipment, family and friends. American tradition that will always be there for generations to come. Fleegs Equipment in high school football, mowing down the competition on turf, on the grass, and in the field.
Hi, I'm Clarissa Nagger. Fleegs Equipment, a proud supporter of high school sports, on your number one source for play-by-play with an award-winning team at KTJJ, KREI, KJFF, and MyMoInfo.com.
We're live here back in the J98 studios. I'm Brandon Pavlina. I'll be your studio host here for week 5 of the high school football season. Can you believe it? We are already here. It's about the halfway point. I know it's a victory pretty much already through and through, folks. The fact that we're playing football is a big-time bonus, and we've got another great slate of games coming your way here on regional radio tonight and across our entire listening area. So let's go ahead and dive right on into what we have for you here tonight on our airwaves. Here tonight on J98, that's 98.5 FM. You can hear St. Vincent at Perryville as the St. Vincent football team. They'll make that short trek down Edgemont Boulevard to Perryville High School, just 1.2 miles away for the Battle of Perry County, and it's right here on J98. The Indians, they're 1-1 on the season as they were quarantined for the first 2 weeks of the season. St. Vincent then ran into one of the best teams in the state in Valley Catholic before beating a previously unbeaten Kelly team last week 28-14. Head coach Tim Schumer says finally having a full week to prepare for an opponent without any last-minute changes will be a nice change of pace.
It'll be very big just to go through a whole week not having to change opponents. And especially a game like against Perryville, that's a big rivalry game, one that a lot of people look forward to, especially the kids. So, yeah, I'd definitely say it's starting to get a little bit more normal, but, 2020 is crazy, and once you get comfortable, something happens. So the group's been very resilient through it all, and I look for them to keep doing that.
Perryville comes into the game at 2-1 after winning back-to-back games. They put at least 35 points on the board in those 2 wins after being shut out by St. Clair to start the season. Head coach Blaine Boss says the young offensive line for the Pirates are improving, which in turn helps propel their ground attack offense.
I think we've improved as a team. We've gotten better at some spots. We made strides up front. So I think those are the biggest things, why we're starting to put a little more points on the board. So we're still not where we need to be. We're still, still having fumbles and penalties and little things like that. So it's still not where we want to be, but we're getting closer.
Coach Schumer says in a rivalry game like this one, the past doesn't matter. It's about what is on the field in front of them, and he thinks his team has to come out fast and execute right away against Perryville.
They definitely like to run the ball with their option, and they have some pretty good players with their quarterback, Evan Doherty, and Dawson Camden in the passing game. And they've opened it up a little bit more this year and used the passing a little bit better. So they're going to be a tough opponent, and anytime you play a rivalry like this, you can throw the records out and just kind of both teams are going to play very hard, and both teams are going to want to win. So they're going to come out, and both teams are going to come out giving each other their best shot. So it's going to be very important to start fast, just like we did last week against Kelly, and try to take advantage of opportunities that are presented to us.
Coach Boss says he knows the rivalry aspect is going to give a little more juice for both sides, and he hopes his team is well prepared for the Indians' defense.
You never know what to expect from teams with what we run, so we had to prepare for a bunch of different looks. And I know their kids, they play hard, and they're going to play even harder probably tomorrow since it's versus Perryville. So, those kids get fired up, and our kids are kind of the same way. It's a big game for the town, and we're looking forward to it.
The 2-1 Perryville Pirates host the 1-1 St. Vincent Indians in the Battle of Perry County. Kickoff is coming up at 7, and it'll be right here on J98. The Farmington Knights, they've seen steady progress with their triple option attack over the past few weeks and entering tonight's homecoming game against Cape Central with 2 players averaging over 100 rushing yards per game. Coach Eric Krupe, he says the offensive line is leading the way for the Knights.
Oh, without question. We've made quite a bit of improvement, from that point on, offensive line-wise, in terms of pad level and how we're blocking and our backside scoops and all those sorts of things. Dramatic improvement. And Caden Files, he's doing a good job with the offense and running hard himself when he keeps the football. We've got different bodies that we can get the ball to at different phases of the option, and it really has started to come together, and we look forward to seeing it continue to evolve over the course of this season.
Farmington enters the game at 4-0 on the season. Cape Central was unable to play their opener because of COVID-19, so the Tigers come in at 1-2, and they committed 6 turnovers in a loss last week to the powerhouse Jackson. Coach Kent Gibbs says he knows that can't happen again.
Doesn't matter who you play, you can't have 6 turnovers, and if we have 6 turnovers against Farmington, we have 0 chance of even being competitive with them in the ballgame. And the thing for them offensively, the 2 things that they do is they control that clock, as you mentioned, but they also just physically grind you down. And, man, if you start giving the ball up and giving them short field, they're going to take advantage of that, and you're going to look up, and you're not going to be happy with what you see on the scoreboard.
Even with the miscues, Gibbs says his team is learning to fight.
Our kids hung in there against Jackson. That sounds crazy, but I felt like that the Jackson game, we learned that art of staying with it and just taking it play at a time and doing the best you can type thing. And I know that's what you preach. So I think we're beat up, maybe a little bit mentally and physically, but I like how we handled ourselves mentally against Jackson than what we did against Hillsboro. And going forward, you got to be strong to overcome the things that are in front of you. That's an important trait that we work hard to try and develop with our kids.
Coach Krupe, he says that the Tigers always have dangerous athletes.
Well, as always, they really look good in pads. They've got a lot of good athletes with good builds. I know they lost a lot of their main contributors from last season, from their quarterback to their tailback to their top receiver and a few linemen. So, from that standpoint, I think they're a little bit young and they're replacing some experienced bodies, but, they've got guys that are good athletes that are going to play well. And so physically, that's always a challenge.
It's Cape Central at Farmington. That's coming up from Hal Memorial Stadium. And Chad Speaker will be on the call. Kickoff at 7 on AM 800 KREI. And then a big one over on AM 1400 KJEF, and there may not be a bigger game in the MAFC Red Division this season than this week's edition of Jefferson County Friday Night Football on KJEF as the Hillsboro Hawks go out to visit the Festus Tigers tonight with first place in the conference on the line. This is going to be an absolute slugfest, folks. I can't wait for this one. Hillsboro, they bounced back from an 0-2 start to win their last 2 games in handy fashion, including a 36-14 win over North County in their league opener last week. Hawks head coach Bill Saharsky says he told his team that they were better than their slow start to 2020, and his guys believed.
They're still a good football team. They have to believe in their own ability. I think a couple plays went wrong against Northwest. I think we could have easily won that game had we had 1 or 2 different plays go our way. Might have been able to get the W that night. And then to play Jackson, our kids, we've played Jackson for 3 years now. They're one of the top teams in the state, not just in our area. We still might not find a team that's as good as good as Jackson. So our kids know that. They understand that. They understand that our schedule's tough, and we kind of pride ourselves on playing people who are going to challenge us.
Behind sophomore stars Jackson Patterson and Austin Romaine, the Hawks are becoming a force on the ground, rushing for over 300 yards per game this season. But in order to beat Festus for a second straight year, Saharsky says his defense has to have its best game of the season and stymie all the Tigers' weapons.
They're a very athletic football team. They've got a really good running back. They've got a quarterback who can throw the ball pretty good. I think he's thrown for 10 or 11 scores on the year so far. So they're very talented there. They got kids who you got to be able to tackle in space defensively. They run the football, they fly around, and so our kids. It's another challenge for our kids this week to play another very good football team early here in the season, and they just know that the task at hand is they got to corral those guys, corral their playmakers, and hopefully be able to contain those guys.
Under new head coach A.J. Ofadale, Festus is off to a 4-0 start to the season, including big wins in both the MAFC Red Division games that they played this year. But despite an unbeaten record and an average margin of victory of 29 points, Ofadale says his team not only can get better, but they also have to.
Overall across the board, from a coaching staff standpoint, from a player standpoint, there's a lot of things that we're going to really need to address and take some big steps in terms of getting them righted before next week. So it's a tall task.
Senior running back Austin Anderson is having a monster season with over 600 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns, while junior quarterback Cole Rickerman has thrown for 11 touchdowns. But Festus has a chip on its shoulder to go with talent. The Tigers are looking for redemption from a 39-14 loss at Hillsboro last season that cost them a share of the conference championship. With a chance to earn at least a share this season with a win, Ofadale says motivation will not be a problem.
You got a really good opponent coming in, obviously a conference game, and then on top of that, huge rivalry game. So motivation won't be the issue. For us, it's how do you harness all that? How do you harness the emotion, keep your discipline, keep your focus where it needs to be? Really narrowing your focus is the most important thing. And we just kind of sometimes get caught up a little bit too much in big picture stuff as opposed to what's my assignment on this play? Where should my eyes be? What's my first step? Just the really basic building block focus things is what we need to get back to.
The Hawks have actually won the last 7 meetings with the Tigers, but this is going to be an absolute slugfest tonight. Make sure you tune in. Festus, they look to finally top Hillsboro and stay on top of the MAFC Red Division tonight on Jefferson County Friday Night Football. Kickoff of Hillsboro at Festus. That's coming up at 7 on AM 1400 KJEF. Potosi travels to Park Hills as they'll take on the Central Rebels tonight for a Class 3 District 2 matchup on the MIMO Info Sports Stream. The Trojans lost to St. Genevieve last week 42-7 and are looking to get back on track with a big performance against the Rebels. Head coach Dylan Wyrick says this week's practice has been productive and he has had a clear message to his team.
It's just been, number one, reminding them of who they are, reminding them of how hard they've worked. We're going to continue to move forward and do the very best that we can no matter what the circumstances are. And when adversity rises up, we're going to handle it like men. Hustle's been the word of the week. We got out-hustled last week, and that was definitely embarrassing for our kids, and they don't want that to happen again. So we're moving forward in technique, hustle, fundamentals, and they're ready to go back out there and show themselves and prove to their teammates and prove to their hometown that who they are.
It was a couple of defensive scorers that bellowed that score last week as the Trojan defense gave up only 28 points, but that brings their season average to 11 points per game given up. Still a pretty impressive average. Wyrick says he knows his defense is better than they played last week and says that they have to get back to fundamentals in order to keep the Rebels' skill players in check.
We can't have any kids on defense trying to do somebody else's job. We got to trust each other and trust the scheme and trust the plan, number one. Also, number one, we've got to tackle in the open field and corral their athletes. I mean, they have athletes all over the field. Deshaun's a stud, and he's shown that. Their quarterback, Bridges, he's a really good quarterback. He can sling it, he can run it, and they've got a lot of kids on the field that we're going to have to be ready for and that we've been preparing for this week. And at the end of the day, we can prepare, but we got to go out there and execute.
On the other side of the field, the Central Rebels started the season 4-0 with a record-setting running game. Running back Deshaun Welch has rushed for 988 yards over the first 4 games and looks to continue his success. Head coach Corey Schweiss knows the Potosi defense is talented, but he thinks there are things to be exploited.
They play really sound defense. They've got some good defensive players. But again, anytime you go against a defense and you kind of know what they're going to do, there are some things out there that you feel like you can exploit. But at the same time, you're going to have to win some one-on-one matchups with some blocking. You're going to have to be able to do some things, in the passing game. You're going to have to make some plays, and then sometimes we're just going to have to break some tackles. And all of those things put together, hopefully we can put some points on the board.
Schweiss said he thinks with this defense taking the field tonight, the game could be low scoring, but he knows that his team needs a fast start.
I always feel that way, but I think especially in this one, we want to get out to a good start. They are probably a better running team than they are a passing team, even though they can throw it a little bit better than they have in the past. But, we want, if we can try to make them one-dimensional and try to make them do some things that they're not characteristically good at or what they want to do, we feel like we've got a better chance. So, obviously, getting out to a good start would be important in this game.
It's Potosi at Central with kickoff coming up at 7 on the MIMO Info Sports Stream, which you can access on our website, mimoinfo.com, or on our YouTube channel, MIMO Info Sports. We'll take a time out, come back, look around the rest of the area at all the other games going on here around Southeast Missouri.
At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new heights in your powerful new RAV4 Hybrid. Or maybe today's the day to turn heads in your stylish new Corolla. Today's the perfect day to tackle a new outdoor project in your tough new Tundra. Today might even be the day to go as far as the road will take you with the epic range of your new Highlander Hybrid. Today's the day to save on all your favorites like the Toyota Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and more. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Head into your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Participating dealers only.
See Twin City Toyota, I-55 at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit, or visit them online at twincitytoyota.com.
For more than 80 years, Prairie Farms has been the name trusted by more consumers for quality dairy. Reach for the best and reach for Prairie Farms whole yogurt made with 100% real milk. Rich and creamy whole milk yogurt and flavors you're sure to love. All the natural flavor you're looking for and none of the artificial growth hormones, flavors, and colors. Whole milk yogurt made with 100% real milk. Only from Prairie Farms.
Cleaning chemicals, disinfectants, and paper products are just a few of the items available from C&C Suppliers in Farmington. I'm Cheryl Sneed, owner of C&C Suppliers, a janitorial and food service supplier for commercial and residential use. We carry cleaning products, disposable food containers, gloves, sanitizers, disinfectants, face masks, shields, paper products, and so much more. Find C&C Suppliers on Facebook or stop by our location on Flat River Road in Farmington.
Fall is here and winter is on its way. This is Andy from Gifford Lumber Company in Farmington. We're always ready to help you get what you need no matter what the season. Plumbing, electrical hardware, lumber, tools, and so much, much more. Stop by and see us and check out the Makita, Yeti, Benjamin Moore, Traeger grill inventory. We're Gifford Lumber Company and we're hometown proud, located on Potosi Street in Farmington.
Gifford Lumber Company in Farmington. Hometown proud.
Welcome back here on the Fleegs Equipment pregame show as we get you set for Week 5 of the high school football season here around Southeast Missouri. Told you about all the games we have coverage of coming up here tonight. We have St. Vincent at Perryville on J98, Cape Central at Farmington on KREI, Hillsboro at Festus on KJEF, and Potosi at Central on the MIMO Info Sports Stream. Let's take a look around the rest of the listening area and see what other games we have going on here tonight. Got a good one over in St. Genevieve as it's St. Pius at St. Genevieve for their homecoming game for the Dragons. St. Gen, they'll look to build off their first win of the season, a 42-7 rout of Potosi this past Friday as they get set for their homecoming game against St. Pius tonight. Pius had a last-minute pickup last week as they scheduled Kennett on short notice, and they got thumped 46-0. Lancers head coach Dan Oliver says with the focus on Kennett last week, he didn't know much about St. Gen.
We haven't really got a chance to look at much tape because obviously we spent all last night looking at Kennett and trying to figure out what we could do with them, and now we're going to start breaking down St. Gen and trying to work on those guys and doing what we can do to help the kids get better. And we'll just hopefully have a great week of practice. The weather's supposed to be good, and let's go play.
This will be a new matchup for these two teams as they have no previous matchups over the past 10-plus seasons. St. Gen was supposed to be playing Fredericktown tonight, but the Black Cats canceled their game. Dragons head coach Ken Wyke says they aren't all that familiar with St. Pius either.
It's early, it's early enough in the season that you wouldn't have that many games on them anyway. And, we had some things prepared or seen from Fredericktown. We had some film filming that, but we're just going to do the same thing with Pius. We'll trade some film with them. Everybody's real good about trading film. And, you still got the same amount of days to prepare. It's just another opponent and another week.
Up in Bonne Terre here tonight, the North County Raiders will play host to Agape Boarding School, and the Raiders, they had a multitude of opponents scheduled for Week 5, and they lost virtually all of them. That resulted in North County picking up an Agape Boarding School that is 1-3 on the season and is coming off a 30-19 loss to Crystal City this past Friday. Raiders head coach Brian Jones says he knows Agape is in the building process, but they can't overlook them.
The weirdest thing with our Week 5 opponent, they're our 6th Week 5 opponent of the season, and if we had all night to talk, I could tell you the whole thing. But just the team that's kind of struggling to find their identity, and sometimes they got a lot of athletes that they're not really used to playing organized football yet.
It's going to be a good battle up in Imperial as Northwest is at Seckman. Seckman, they're currently 1-1 on the season, but they've had plenty of time to prepare for Northwest as the Jaguars haven't played since Week 2. Rust or excellent preparation? That'll be the question that Seckman has to answer early on in the ball game. Northwest is coming off a 26-0 loss to Fox and is currently 2-2 on the season. The Lions are 4-1 over their past 5 against Seckman, but Northwest head coach Corey Tenyus says that this is a different Seckman team this year.
They got a new offense this year. They run, it's kind of. They like their quarterback a lot. They're very good up front on both sides of the ball. They haven't played the last 2 weeks, so I'm sure they've taken that time to really refine what they do. But our kids, we feel like you're only going to get better by getting out there playing. So we're gonna improve what we're doing right now. And Seckman's good program. It's been a nice little rivalry over the last couple of years, and we're going to be excited for it.
The Fox Warriors, they're going to make the trek to O'Fallon tonight as they get set to battle the St. Dominic Crusaders. Farmington was able to beat St. Dominic on the road this past Friday on a 2-point conversion with 14 seconds left in the ballgame to edge out a come-from-behind victory. Fox is 4-0 on the season, but head coach Brent Tinker says he saw that Farmington score, and he knows that means his team will have their hands full with St. Dominic.
I'm told that they're very disciplined. I'm told they're very organized. A well-disciplined, organized team. I think they're going to be talented, clearly. I know what Farmington is, and I know that I have a tremendous amount of respect for how those guys do. So if they're down there playing Farmington like that, then they're a really good football team, and it's going to take us to really clean our mistakes up in order to beat them. So, for us, it's get back into the computers. We're blessed to have a very nice huddle system. We need to get in there, get familiar with them, and do our due diligence in preparation. But we fully expect to have to play really well to beat St. Dominic.
Couple more games around the listening area tonight. You've got Blair Oaks at Valley Catholic, and let's put it simply, this is the game of the year in Southeast Missouri, and it culminated with just over 24 hours remaining before tonight's kickoff, as yesterday afternoon it became official that 2 top 5 teams in Class 3 will meet on the gridiron in St. Genevieve at Father John Dempsey Field. It's number 1 Blair Oaks taking on number 4 Valley Catholic. Valley Catholic, they're averaging 55 points per game and allowing just 3.5. Blair Oaks is averaging 55 points per game and is allowing just 5.3. This is the game of the night. We will be keeping an eye on that one very closely, but that is going to be one heck of a ball game. Also going on tonight, Windsor is at Portageville as the Windsor Owls, they had a last-minute change to their schedule. They're supposed to play DeSoto this week, but the Dragons canceled and opened up the opportunity for the Owls to pick up a game against the Portageville Bulldogs. Windsor was off this past Friday, and they're 1-2 on the campaign. Portageville, they're 0-4, and they're allowing 51 points per game while averaging just 3.3 per game on offense. Crystal City, they earned their first victory of the season with a 30-19 win over Agape Boarding School this past Friday. Now they take on a Kelly Hawks team that is 3-1 on the year and comes off a 28-14 loss to St. Vincent last week. Crystal won 3 in a row against Kelly from 2014 through 2016, but Kelly flipped that script and has rattled off 3 straight wins against Crystal from 2017 through 2019, winning all 3 games by an average score of 40-2. So that's a look at all the games going on around the area here tonight. Our teams that are not playing tonight include DeSoto, Herculaneum, Fredericktown, Jefferson, and Grandview. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. When we come back, we'll have our conversations with our broadcasters tonight as we preview all the action on regional radio leading up to kickoff at 7 right here on Regional Radio.
Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate has been the trusted real estate advisor for over 60 years in the Mineral area. Hi, I'm Kim Hudson, owner of Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate. No one has helped more people buy or sell real estate in our community than the agents at Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate. We are proud of the community in which we live and serve. Contact us today for all your real estate needs. Find us on Facebook or online at coldwellbankerholsey.com. Coldwell Banker Holsey, we would love to be your realtor.
Welcome back here on the Fleegs Equipment pregame show as we get set for week 5 of the high school football season. And joining me now is Jacob Vincent. He'll be on the call tonight on J98 in the Battle of Perry County. It's St. Vincent at Perryville. The Indians of St. Vincent, they're 1-1 on the season. The Pirates of Perryville, 2-1 on the season. Both teams coming off good wins this past week. We'll start off, Jacob, and talk about this rivalry matchup. Obviously, that always adds an extra element here. In the era of COVID, it changes things a little bit with limiting attendance, but it's not going to limit the intensity on the field between these two schools who are separated, as you told me, by less than a mile and a half.
Yeah, I had to look it up last night. 1.2 miles just down Edgemont Boulevard in Perryville. So it's going to be a fun one tonight. Talked to both head coaches last night as well, and both of them saying how it just brings a little bit of extra juice to especially all the kids. All the kids are excited for this game. Obviously, there's a lot of familiarity with both teams. There's the same last names on both sides. They've got grandparents on both sides. So there's a lot of fun in this one. And like you said, I mean, due to COVID, they might be limiting some attendance. I know masks are going to be required in Perryville tonight, but I still think it's going to be a very fun atmosphere and should be a really fun game.
Yeah, looking forward to this one on J98. And let's talk about St. Vincent because they're coming into this game with one game less played. Both teams have dealt with COVID this season and have lost a game, but St. Vincent lost 2. They've only played twice. They lost to Valley Catholic in big fashion, their first time out. And then last week, they beat Kelly for their first win of the season. So really still not sure exactly where St. Vincent lies in the middle of all this, but when you've been gathering your information, what are you expecting to see from St. Vincent?
Well, the St. Vincent team, they like to throw the ball, and that's kind of been their MO the last few years as well. Head coach Tim Schumer, he likes to put it through the air. They came into this season, they were going to try to run it a little more because they have a more experienced offensive line, a little bit older of an offensive line. So far, it's pretty much been a little bit of the same as last few years. They went 7-4 season ago, so it was definitely working for them, but throwing it through the air is kind of their MO. Very weird start for the season for them, obviously. Missed the first 2 weeks due to COVID, and then they had to play Valley Catholic, and Valley Catholic, one of the best teams in the era. And now they finally, this is the first week, talking to head coach Schumer, that they've had a full week to prepare for a team and not have anything change right before the game happens. So he said that's a nice little change of pace to finally get some comfortability with the team, and especially it being a rivalry game like this one. But like I said, like to throw the ball a lot, and it should be a fun one to see how Perryville's defense tries to handle it in the secondary.
Well, of course, St. Vincent graduates the great quarterback Eric Double-R, who was really good at throwing the football last year for this team, and obviously that was a big reason why they went 7-4, and we'll see what John Wibbenmeyer looks like when he's out there tonight. Interested to see how he's able to do running Tim Schumer's offense because, as you said, he certainly does like to throw the football around. Now, Perryville, they're coming off a nice win against Malden. They lost a game after going 1-1 to start the season, and then they go out, they beat Malden 35-30 this past week. They're starting to settle in now at 2-1 on the season. What are you expecting to see from the Pirates here tonight?
Well, talking to head coach Blaine Boss, I asked him about just kind of how the season has gone for them. They've scored at least 35 points in the last 2 games. You compare that to their first game of the season, they got shut out 42-0, and he was just saying they played St. Clair in that first game. He said they looked like they were in midseason form. He said that was a very good football team. So then they finally got to come back, played Windsor in week number 2, beat them 38-18. They were out a week with COVID just in Perry County, and then came back against Malden last week and beat them 35-30. So the offense starting to click a little bit. They're starting to throw it a lot more this year. This is definitely a run-heavy offense, and they're still that way, but they're definitely able to open it up outside through the air, especially to Dawson Camden, talented wide receiver. But what Coach Boss wants them to do tonight is they got to be able to tackle better on the defensive side of the ball. He said against Malden, they gave up 30 points, did not like how the defense played, and it said that Malden just kept breaking tackles. They couldn't bring them down, and it was a tough way to go. But then offensively, still some things to work on. There's some fumbles, there's some just some execution things that they need to work on, but he's excited to see how they're progressing throughout the season so far.
And so I guess the other thing, too, about both of these teams, obviously having lost games so far this season, a lot of adversity comes with that and with the 2020 season in general, but in talking with both head coaches, seems like they're starting to kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, and that's what I asked both of them as well. Both of them, especially, I mean, Perryville, they've played for a couple of weeks now. They played last week against Malden, St. Vincent the same way against Valley Catholic and Kelly. So both of these teams starting to settle in exactly like you mentioned, and I think having a week to prepare, especially for a rivalry game like this one, was huge. I mean, they only got to go a mile down the road, so the fans don't have to go very far. They do have to wear masks, but it still should be a really fun atmosphere, should be a really fun game, and I think both teams are going to be coming out there prepared.
Yeah, certainly. I was out there with Nathan last year for this matchup, and it was a lot of fun. This community over there in Perryville and the surrounding area really loves their football, and it's going to be a great matchup tonight between St. Vincent and Perryville, and you can hear it on 98.5 FM. J98, Jacob Vincent will be on the call. Thanks, Jacob.
Appreciate it.
Welcome back here on the Fleegs Equipment pregame show as we lead up to Week 5 of the high school football season, and we're joined now by Chad Speaker. He'll be on the call, as he always is, on AM 800 KREI. Tonight, it's Cape Central at Farmington. Cape Central, the Tigers, they come in 1-2 on the campaign. Farmington still remains undefeated at 4-0, so this should be a good one here tonight for Farmington, Chad, getting to play at home once again, getting to play an opponent who is still trying to figure out where they stand here this season. But let's start with Farmington and how they're trending here so far this season. 4-0 and looking good so far. Maybe not as impressive as they have been in years past, but you know what? A win's a win at the end of the day.
Yeah, pretty good, and come off a really great victory last week. And, you think about what the term mid-season form means, and Farmington really is in mid-season form. A tremendous victory last week on the road at St. Dominic. They pull off the comeback win, winning with 14 seconds left on a 2-point conversion. So the Knights are feeling great about that. And, if you're thinking about, how teams are trending, or if you're getting a bounce coming into this game, or if you're feeling bad coming in. Well, Cape Central played Jackson last week, and that's just not a good recipe for anybody to feel
No,
good.
it's not.
63-0. But actually, Coach Kent Gibbs was probably more disappointed with the week number 3 game against Hillsborough. Hillsborough tuned them up 47-20. So that's 110-20 the last 2 weeks. So for Cape, they're looking to turn it around. For Farmington, they're just looking to continue to build and keep going. The running attack looks really, really solid for the Knights right now.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, because as of now, through 4 games, Farmington has 2 players averaging over 100 yards per game on the ground, and that's certainly a nice mark to be meeting game in and game out, and that's what Farmington likes to do. They like to spread the ball around, keep an evenly balanced attack, but when the ground game's working, they love to pound it.
They sure do. On pace for a couple of 1,000-yard rushers. We'll see if that's the case. It was Braden Bodkin initially that had the huge game a couple of weeks ago, running for 238 against Sykeston, so that vaulted him up into the triple digits in terms of his average, and he's remained there. But Caden Files, our athlete of the week, or Applebee's of Farmington athlete of the week, ran for 189 last week against St. Dominic, so now he's over 100 yards per game as well. But you know what Caden might be doing as well as he's done in his career, he's a 3-year starter, is he's reading the defenses and he's getting the option exactly where it needs to be, and whether that's going with your first read to the fullback Bodkin up the gut, or keeping it himself, which he did with great success last week, or even getting it to that third level to guys like Carter Barnes and Brady Cook and Drew Felker. Caden's doing a nice job of running and forcing that defense to commit to him, and that's giving some of his wingbacks and his other speed guys room to the outside.
And for this Farmington team, you had a chance to talk to Coach Krupe this week after the big come-from-behind win against St. Dominic last week. What's been the feeling like around practice this week, or just kind of the gauge of what that game will do for this team, whether it's going to be a high point and now maybe they're going to dip down low, or if they're feeling good and ready to be motivated coming here tonight?
I think they've got a pretty good balance. They were absolutely thrilled with the win at St. Dominic, and they should have been. But, you're back in the SEMO North. You're back against an opponent that historically has been a tough opponent for you to play, even though they've won 3 in a row in this series. And, you've got homecoming. So, I think that certainly they were more than pleased with how they performed last week, but I don't think they're focusing on last week. The focus is squarely on this week in the Cape Central Tigers.
Yeah, certainly being homecoming, too, that always adds a little element of wanting to go out and perform well. So we'll see how Farmington fares with that here tonight. tonight, but for Cape Central this season, lost a lot of talent last year, and they're still kind of in that trying to figure out their identity stage.
They are, and they're running the ball. They're running the ball pretty tough. They've got a new quarterback in Morgan Diamond who's trying to find the right places to distribute it to. Tyree Jackson's their leading rusher. He's averaging over 7 yards per carry, so a nice number there. They've got a bulldog in Cameron Harris. That'll be really a heavy hitter as a fullback at 220 pounds, and they're trying to find the right spread to their wide receivers as well. Coach Gibbs kind of talked about, hey, you don't play in week one, right? Because they had a St. Louis opponent that dropped out, and then you've got Hillsborough and Jackson, tough opponents. So, they've not really found necessarily but their best game is. And, well, if you're a Farmington Knights fan anyway, you hope you delay that at least one more week.
So, final thing, what are your expectations for this one here tonight? As if you had a chance to watch some film, look at it on paper, what are your thoughts on how this one plays out?
Farmington last year made a decisive decision to go with their best athletes at the line position rather than size. That really worked for them last year. They were smaller, but they were faster, and that really worked well for the option game. I anticipate Farmington's line being more athletic and faster than the line that they'll go up against here tonight. You take a look at the offensive line for Cape Central, the defensive line for Farmington, and Cape's got a 42-pound advantage in that department. I don't look at it as an advantage. I think Farmington's going to have the advantage along the lines. We'll see if that plays out.
Looking forward to it, Chad. He'll be on the call on AM 800 KREI, Cape Central at Farmington here tonight. Appreciate your time.
Gotcha.
Welcome back here on the Fleegs Equipment pregame show as we lead up to kickoff here of Week 5 of the high school football season. And joining me now is Nathan Gertz. He'll be on the call once again for AM 1400 KJEF here tonight. He's got the Hillsborough Hawks on the road, taking on the Festus Tigers. This is going to be a really, really fun game, Nathan. Hillsborough comes into this one 2-2 on the campaign, coming off a really nice win against North County last week. Festus undefeated 4-0 and looking like a world beater here this season, at least in our listening area. So, Nathan, I want to start off and talk about both offenses because that's been a big part of both of these teams' stories so far this season. Hillsborough, the big running game with Patterson and Romaine. Festus, they can mix it around. They got a lot of good things. So let's start there. Focus on the offenses. Tell me a little bit of a breakdown of what you're expecting to see from both sides here tonight.
Well, I think you'll continue to see Hillsborough run the ball and try to do it as much as possible because it's worked. They're averaging 300 yards per game as a team on the ground between Jackson Patterson and the guy that I think made the biggest leap from breakout freshman to sophomore is Austin Romaine. He's caught Patterson, who was a dream team player a year ago, I think, in terms of ability running the football. You got a sophomore quarterback in Griffin Ray as well, who, yes, he's already started 4 games, and he's won the last 2, but this is arguably the biggest game they have all season, so you're going to want to do what you can to make sure he's as comfortable as possible and give the ball to your best players, and the easiest way to do that is at least through the ground game first and foremost. For Festus, they will run it first and foremost. They like to take their shots downfield off of play action, but they are going to have to run the football and lean on senior Austin Anderson, who has just been outstanding. He ran for over 250 yards last week, and he's up to over 600 yards, 6 TDs on the season. They're going to need him to be good, and they're going to need him to have the explosive plays he's had all year. They're also going to need him, though, to probably have a faster start than he did a week ago. That whole offense really struggled. They were only up 7-0 through a half of play against DeSoto last week.
Yeah, I would expect Festus to, if anything, try to come out with a faster start because they don't want to find themselves in such a tight game at halftime as they did last week. Now, I think the big matchup here this week, from what I can gather and having seen Hillsborough this past week, is going to be that Hillsborough offense against a really good Festus defense. As you said, Romaine has gotten much, much better. I had a chance to catch up with him after the game. He's a big kid. He's like 6'1", $180. He's a big and he's a tough guy to bring down. But that's going to be a really good matchup with a Hillsborough team that's faced some tough competition. They've faced some physical defenses, but I think Festus is going to be one of the toughest they've faced, maybe outside of Jackson here so far this season.
Yeah, and quietly, as good as Festus's offense has been with new head coach A.J. Ofadale coming in and taking over and changing them to a spread offense, the defense has been really solid through the first 4 weeks. They've given up exactly 13 points in every game, and a big piece coming back this week is Desmond Davis. Davis, the transfer from Caruthersville, who is one of the more dominant defensive linemen in all of Jefferson County so far this season. He's 6'1", around 270 pounds. He came in with about 6 tackles for loss and 5 sacks prior to missing last week's game. Having him back plays a huge role in being able to stop that run first and foremost and put a Hillsboro offense that doesn't throw it a ton behind the chains.
And when I had a chance to talk to Coach Jones, the head coach in North County, after the game against Hillsboro this past week, he said this Hawks team was the most physical team that they had played all season long. I don't know that that'll be such a problem for Festus. They're a physical group in their own right.
Yeah, at sometimes it works against them. Coach O'Fadale in chats with him, especially prior to last week against DeSoto, he said they're a little too flag happy. They get hit with too many penalties. Well, they turned around and had over 100 yards in penalties in the win over DeSoto. So they are certainly a physical and fast football team. It's a matter of being able to keep that under control. And if they can do that, it would be huge because the stakes are really as high as they could ever possibly be for this game. We're talking about, for Hillsboro, a chance to go to 2-0 in conference play after winning last week. They won a share of the MAFC Red Division last year with DeSoto. Meanwhile, for Festus, the reason that they didn't win a share of the league title last year was because they lost at Hillsboro, and they lost by 25 points. A really disappointing total there. They win tonight. They're 3-0. They'll have at least a share of the league title wrapped up, and they can win it outright next week against North County. This is, to me, the game that decides who ends up winning or how many multiple teams win the MAFC Red Division.
Put a big old spotlight on this one. This is going to be your game of the week. This is going to be a high-flying, physical brand of football between two really good teams. As you said, for Festus, a lot on the line tonight, perhaps a chance to win a share of the MAFC Red Division title. And as you told me before, they haven't beaten Hillsboro since 2014.
Yeah, it's 7-game losing streak, despite a rivalry that you go back to 1999, and it's even for the most part on the numbers since they became conference rivals. So there is a ton of motivation on that Festus side, and getting a chance to chat with Hillsboro earlier this week, Bill Saharsky, their head coach, and Jackson Patterson, there's motivation for them too because they feel like they win this game, and their overall record, which has struggled at times the last couple of years, that'll improve as well.
I can't wait for this one, man. This is going to be one to keep an eye on. Can't wait for it. Hillsboro at Festus coming up on AM 1400. KJF kickoff at 7. Nathan Gertz will be on the call. Appreciate your time, Nathan.
Thanks, Brandon.
Welcome back on the Fleegs Equipment pregame show as we get you set for Week 5 of the high school football season. And joining me now is Stephen Kabler. He's going to be on the MyMo Info sports stream tonight, which you can check out at mymoinfo.com or at YouTube at MyMo Info Sports. He's going to have Potosi at Central. This was a game that we filled in last minute. So, Stephen, I know you haven't had a ton of time to prepare, but Potosi, they come into this game 2-2 on the season. Central undefeated 4-0. But this is a matchup of two teams who could very well meet again in the postseason, as both teams have found themselves aligned in Class 3 District 2. But let's start with Potosi because that defense looked great for the Trojans out of the gate, giving up just 5 1/3 points per game over their first 3. Last week, they go out against St. Genevieve. They lose 42-7. So, what is Dylan Wyrick, the head coach of Potosi, and that side of the ball, what has his focus been on and how they can improve and fix that after giving up so many points last week?
Right, Brandon, talking to Coach Wyrick, I mean, the focus has been get back to who they are on the defensive side of the ball, stick to the fundamentals, and get back to what really got them to that position before the St. Genevieve game. And if you think about it, I mean, they lost 42-7, but 14 of the points that the defense gave up come in two plays, first play of each drive that St. Gen starts the game on, 139 yards in 2 plays, 2 scores for Zach Boyer on that side. And then the rest of the game, the defense only gives up 14 total points the entire rest of the game. So after they settled in, they kind of found their stride and were able to get back to those fundamentals. But talking to Coach Wyrick earlier in the week, he said it's all about telling those guys, that's not who we are. We know who we are. Let's get back to it, and let's see what we can do to stand up to, again, this phenomenal rushing game of the Central Rebels.
Well, so what it sounds like is they're going to have to start fast on the defensive side, and what I mean by that is they're going to have to slow down a really good Central offense, and that might not be very easy to do out of the gate, but that's got to be what they have to try to do early to try to reel them in.
Right. I mean, of course, whenever you're going against a back like Deshaun Welch, you've got to be really, really gap sound, fundamentally sound from the front into the back end of your defense. And can that defensive line get a push? Can they get pressure? Can they control the holes and collapse on holes when the offensive line creates them? For Central, it's really just going to come down to, are they gap sound and are they able to make plays in space and tackle in the open field when they need to?
And let's talk about that Central offense, because they have certainly been explosive this season, averaging over 40 points per game over their first 4-0. They've beaten some good teams. They look like world beaters out of Class 3 right now, at least in southeast Missouri. And they're led, as you said, by Deshaun Welch, who is just absolutely having a field day through the first 4 weeks of the season. He could possibly break 1,000 yards here tonight, which is crazy through the 5th week of the season. They've also got Jet Bridges, who's doing a good job throwing the ball around a little bit. They've got a great attack on that side of the ball.
Right. Well, if Deshaun Welch doesn't break 1,000 yards total tonight for the season, the Potosi defense is the best defense that we've seen. He's got 988 yards on just 80 carries throughout the season. So if the Potosi defense holds Deshaun Welch to 12 yards, I mean, that's going to be a great day for Coach Wyrick and them. But I mean, there's no doubt that Deshaun Welch has been one of the best players, if not not just in Southeast Missouri so far this season, but maybe all of the state. I mean, he's doing incredible things, averaging 12.4 yards a carry, 13 touchdowns through 4 games. I mean, just great stuff. And then of course complemented with Jet Bridges, who's able to run the ball himself. Not to mention slinging around the yard a little bit. The offensive attack from Central has just been humming essentially throughout the season.
Yeah, and so when you look at this matchup then on paper, I mean, you take out the game against St. John last week. Obviously, as you said, that fast start really put them in a hole early, but then the defense played well the rest of the game, only allowing 14 points after those first 2 plays. So Potosi's defense and Central's offense, that's going to be the story of the game. But also, Central, on the defensive side, they've got a good defense. Quickly tell me about Potosi's offense and what you've seen from Andrew Coleman and Blake Coleman over the last 2 weeks.
Right. Well, Andrew Coleman is back in his original starting position now. And talking to Coach Wyrick earlier in the week, like I said, is that he just it was difficult during that St. John game to try and switch back and forth. He was saying that he was trying to get Blake Coleman, the young sophomore, out of a tough situation, but then throwing the senior Andrew Coleman into that difficult situation off of no day's practice. Right. So that was really difficult for their offense. Andrew Coleman's been back behind the center, getting back used to his guys, getting in a rhythm. So the offense is really excited about having him back and hoping to see that they can get some ball movement and some points on the Central defense.
Well, the Central defense has certainly done a good job so far, giving up 14, 12, 2, and 26. So that's a stout defense on that side. We'll see what Potosi's offense can do, because that's been an Achilles heel for Potosi, is putting up some points here early on in the season. Stephen Kabler's going to be on the call. It's Potosi at Central in Park Hills over on the MIMO Info Sports stream, which you can check out at MIMOinfo.com or on YouTube at MIMO Info Sports. Stephen, thank you.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. Can't wait to call this one.
All right, that'll do it for us back here at the J98 Studios on the Fleegs Equipment pregame show. We'll check back in with you guys on the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show. For now, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll send you out to the field to hear from our broadcasters as they set the stage for kickoff coming up at 7 here on a regional radio.
Add the taste of fresh produce to your table when you shop Richard's Produce in Festus. All the season's freshest fruits and vegetables like Missouri-grown watermelon and apples, home-grown Amish tomatoes, and home-grown veggies. Stop in and pick up fresh-cut produce and coming soon items for your fall decorations, from pumpkins, gourds, corn stalks, and straw to mums in a variety of colors and sizes. For farm fresh produce any time of year, stop by Richard's Produce just off Veterans Highway on North Creek Drive in Festus. Look for their Red Barn building, open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Cozine Memorial Chapel has been serving Farmington and the surrounding communities since 1864. Their commitment of service to the community is deeply rooted in Missouri history and is the foundation for everything they do today. John Cozine is proud to be the 4th generation to operate Cozine Memorial Chapel and is proud to support Farmington High School. Cozine Memorial Chapel, serving families for generations at 217 West Columbia Street in Farmington.
Let's time for some more football in Southeast Missouri. Tonight we've got a Class 3 District 2 matchup between the Central Rebels and the Potosi Trojans. Good defense versus good offense is the storyline tonight. Just about 10.5 minutes until kickoff, and we're going to hear from both head coaches on both sides later on in the continuation of the Fleets Equipment pregame show. I want to thank Brandon Pavlina for getting everything kicked off for us, and of course thank all the guys back in the studio twisting and tweaking the dials, making sure everything is running smoothly. So some of the things to talk about tonight: Andrew Coleman for the Potosi Trojans back in the quarterback position after a small hiatus due to quarantine. His younger brother Blake Coleman, as we all know, was taking over that position, but now he is back in his rightful place as the signal caller and the commander of this offense. So we'll see if he can get this offense rocking and rolling tonight against a strong Central team. Now, on the other side of the field, for the Central Rebels, I mean, this is a run game that is tough to be stopped. No one has been able to stop it so far. Central Rebels 4-0 so far on the season, averaging well over 40 points per game, and it's all on the legs of Deshaun Welch, the 5'9", 140-pound junior running back, is averaging 12.4 yards per carry, has 13 touchdowns already so far this season, 988 yards on just 80 carries. He's getting a little bit of help from his main man, Jet Bridges, the quarterback, 5'9", 175 junior, completing 55% of his passes, thrown 7 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions, added 2 touchdowns on the ground, 256 yards on the ground rushing for him as well. He's 25 of 45 through the air for 497 so far this season, looking to add on to that. We're going to take a quick break here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream, but we're going to continue the Fleets Equipment pregame show. We will hear from Central Rebels head coach Corey Schweiss. We'll be right back here after just a quick break.
Are you in need of an appliance? Marzuco Electric Best Brands Plus in St. Genevieve and Perryville is your home of GE, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, and more. In all, Marzuco Electric carries over 12 lines of appliances, electronics, and TVs. They also offer factory-authorized appliance service as well as residential, commercial, or industrial electric service. For all of your appliance needs or for professional electrical service, visit Marzuco Electric in St. Genevieve or in Perryville.
Back here in the Fleet Equipment pregame show, joined by Corey Schweiss, the head coach of the Central Rebels. Got a big one today, taking on the Potosi Trojans. Coach, how are you today? What's the mood around the locker room?
I think it's pretty positive. It's just good to see a bunch of good dudes on the other side. I like playing. We've got this new coaching staff over there, but it's a lot of Coach Casey's former players. So we've got a lot of mutual respect amongst us, and it's going to be a fun night, I think.
So talking about your team first off, everything seems to be going well, starting off 4-0, putting up big numbers, especially in the running game. How important is it to get Jet and Deshaun off to a big early start on the ground tonight?
Well, I think it's always big to get off to a good start, put pressure on the other team. But, tonight might be more important because they do like to run the ball. They've had some success running the football, and, you don't know how many possessions you're going to get, so you got to take care of them when you do get them. And, I think Jet and Deshaun both need to have pretty good games tonight for us to be successful.
Going up against a pretty good defense here, only giving up 11 points a game, even though they gave up 28 last week. Still a pretty stout group. What's been the game plan to try and work around that to get your stuff working?
Well, we've seen them. They've got a good line, and that's going to be a test for us. So, we saw a pretty big physical line when we played Northwest. I think these guys might even be a little bit better. So, it's going to be a physical test for us up front. Our offensive line's been playing well. Our defensive line's not been doing too bad either. So, I think it's going to be one in the trenches tonight. So, hopefully that'll be the Central Rebels.
Right. So, with everything going on, both sides are having people sitting out. Do you have any kids that are sitting out this week because of quarantine that may affect the play on the field?
We've got a couple out. There are a couple offensive line guys, which really hurts our depth. One was a starter, and one was our sixth guy. So we're basically to our seventh. But I feel confident in those guys, and we played last week and played pretty well. So, but our depth is going to be a challenge if we end up getting some people go down or whatever. But hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, and we should get those guys back.
Talking to Corey Schweiss here, head coach of the Central Rebels. Coach, you got any keys to the game that's going to lead y'all to a W?
Well, I always say the same thing. We got to take care of the football, no turnovers, and then obviously limit penalties. I think if you do those two things, execute, usually things take care of themselves. But that's a lot easier said than done.
All right, well, you heard it here from Coach Schweiss. We got a big one coming up. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on the Fleas Equipment pregame show.
Mario's Italia serves the best Italian food in the area. Pizza, pastas, calzones, strombolis, salads, and sub sandwiches, all with huge, large portions and the freshest ingredients. You gotta try the Meat Lovers Pizza. That is my favorite. Get Mario's full menu online at mariositalia.com. You'll be satisfied with all the choices Mario's has to offer. Dine in, call it in, or have it delivered. Mario's will even cater your next special event. Open 7 days a week, Mario's Italia, located in the factory at the corner of 1st and A Streets in downtown Farmington.
Back here on the Fleas Equipment pregame show, joined by Potosi Trojans head coach Dylan Wyrick. Got a big one today, district matchup between the Central Rebels. Coach, how are you today?
Doing great, man. We're looking forward to it.
So coming into this game, quarterback controversy, I call it a controversy as a joke, but it's over now. How has Andrew Coleman been preparing this week?
He's doing really well. He's a great leader, and he's had a really good week of practice. He's gotten all the things that he kind of lost during quarantine back, and we're looking forward to having him back on the field tonight leading the pack.
This defense is going to be really tested tonight. A phenomenal running game on the other side with the Rebels. How does this defense get back to where it started the first 3 games of the season, really locking people down?
Get back to playing assignment football. We've got to be low and mean and have a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and just have fun playing football. Break down, wrap up, corral Deshaun Welch and Jet Bridges, and we got to cover downfield. I really think that we're capable of doing it. We just got to come out here and play the game of football the way that we've been taught to play it.
We talked a little bit earlier this week, and you said that you were having a good week of practice. How did practice round out for the week, and what's the feel around the locker room?
These kids are ready to go. They know that they're in for a big boy fight tonight, and that's what we've been preaching all week, guys. This is a big game. We don't want to feel like we felt like last week. And we went back to some basics and some fundamentals this week, and we had a really good week of practice. So we're definitely a different football team. We have a different mentality, and we're looking forward to coming out here and getting after it.
So other than the 2 early plays last week, your defense only gives up 14 points after that. The offense has a couple of turnovers that led to some points. How do you communicate that to the guys and let them know, hey, we still stood up strong. We still played pretty well against St. John. Now let's just go out and get back to what we're used to.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a mental game with these kids. The biggest thing as you assess things as a coach is where they at mentally. And last week, I know we did some good things. There were some things that we could build off of. But the biggest thing that we needed to focus on this week was getting our minds right and never overlooking anybody and always preparing and going 110% in practice. We know that if we don't win in practice, we're not going to win Friday night. So I think we're in a lot better shape this week. I think we're a lot better prepared. And again, we're looking forward to coming out here and playing football.
So this game could go either way with how good both these defenses are playing. It could be a really low-scoring game, or with the offensive firepower, it could be a shootout. Which one do you think suits your team better, and why do you think that?
Either one. I think we're ready for either one. Our big thing this week is that we're just going to keep swinging no matter what happens, no matter what the scoreboard says, no matter what situation we find ourselves in. We're going to continue to throw punches, we're going to continue to fight, and we're going to continue to get after it every single play.
Head coach Dylan Wyrick of the Potosi Trojans. One final question here for you, Coach. A couple keys to the game.
We've got to secure the football, have less turnovers than the other team, have less penalties than the other team, and stay humble throughout the game and keep fighting.
All right, well, there you heard it here first. Got a big matchup tonight between the Central Rebels and the Potosi Trojans. Class 3 District 2 matchup here in Park Hills. We'll be back after a quick break on the Fleas Equipment pregame show.
Gilster Mary Lee Corporation is looking for capable professional drivers. At least 21 years old and truck school graduates are welcome. Paid hub mileage, downtime, holiday pay, home weekly with medical and life insurance, vacation bonus, Christmas bonus, commissary privileges, plus a profit-sharing program. Low turnover with a realistic first-year earning of $50,000. Apply in person at Gilster Mary Lee in Chester, Illinois, or call Mike Welker, 800-851-5371, extension 3246.
Welcome back in here, folks, to the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. You're listening to the MIMO Info Sports Stream as we're just about to get this thing underway. Clock is at 12 minutes, and Justin Bridges has the ball on the tee. Now, we missed the coin toss, but Potosi did win the coin toss and elected to receive, so they will receive as they will move from left to right across your radio dial. The coin toss brought to you by New Era Bank. It's easy to save your coins and change with New Era Bank's Roundup Savings. To see how easy it is, visit your local New Era Bank or online at newerabank.com. New Era Bank, Mr. Member FDIC. Back deep to receive for the Trojans. Number 8, that is Blake Henson, as well as number 10, Blake Meesey, as toe is to leather. And as he has done so often this season, Justin Bridges puts that one through the end zone for a touchback, and it will be Potosi ball from the 20-yard line where they will start first down and 10. And that is where we will get this game underway. Highly anticipated, I think, for Wyrick there, for head coach of the Potosi Trojans, Dylan Wyrick. It's get the ball and try and run some clock while also maybe score some points and put this Central team in a hole. So it will be Andrew Coleman, who is under center here. One receiver way out to the left. Jumbo package as they'll hand it off right up the middle. A whole lot of nothing. 2 yards maybe on the carry. I believe that's Wade Merciel, the fullback. And it'll bring up second down and 8, ball on the 22-yard line. As they huddle up, take their time. One receiver down here to the near side right. That one is Tristan Beck, and he's way out past the numbers. Jumbo set. Here's the pitch. Got some running room down across the 25 to the 26. And that was number 36, Bryce Reed, who normally plays on the defensive line, but they put him in there at a fullback, running back, H-back style, whatever. Just throw him the ball and let the big man rumble and stumble his way down. Bryce Reed, the 6'2", 220-pounder, has got a lot of room to run when he gets the ball. Again, 3 backs in the backfield, 2 fullbacks, 1 H-back. Here's the snap to Coleman. They're going to hand it off to the second up back, and he's going to shove the line as it looks like he's stopped. But a good push there, and that'll be a first down and 10 for the Rebels as they were facing a third down and 6. Not for the Rebels, for the Trojans, excuse me. And it will be a first down, move the chains for Potosi, and this is exactly what they wanted to do. 2 minutes almost elapsed off the game, and they are starting to move the ball. First down 10, ball on the 31-yard line for Potosi as they are willing to take their time, and that looks like it's going to be the game plan tonight. Control the clock, control the ball, and see how long you can keep this offense for Central off the field. Here's the pitch out to Reed once again. He just bounces off some players, a hard-fought 3 yards. And he'll get down to the 34. And they will huddle up again. Second down 7, ball on the 34-yard line. This Central team playing on this defensive side of the ball, looking just to make stops. And if you can get one stop and get Deshaun Welts and Jet Bridges on the field, anything can happen for your squad. Malachi Peppers, the single receiver, spread out all the way to the left. Andrew Coleman under center, 3 big backs in the backfield yet again. They're going to hand it up to the up back. Wade Merciel will take that one for a couple more hard-fought yards as he goes down. It will be marked at the 36-yard line. Third down 5 here. 9 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first period. The score is 0-0. Potosi takes the opening kickoff touchback starting on their own 20-yard line. And they are working on the 6th play of this drive. One receiver again all the way out here to the near side right. Here's the snap to Coleman. Going to be hands it off to Bryce Reed, and he's going to be stuffed. Going to be a no gain on the play, which will bring up 4th down and 5. And a big stand there for the Central Rebels. Let's see what Coach Dylan Wyrick decides to do. And here comes the punt team. So they will have to punt the ball away, and Central will get their first crack at it. Malachi Peppers back deep to punt the ball. Back deep to receive the kick. Ruger Sutton, number 7,
as well as 11, Joe Bryant. They're both back deep to receive the kick. Here's the snap. Malachi Peppers, it's a good one. Kick is away, and it's an even better one. Beautiful kick. Fair catch from Job as he starts to run, and now there's the penalty flag as he called for a fair catch, but then he took off and ran after the Potosi special teams punt unit decided not to tackle him. So it will be first down and 10, and we'll get our first look at the Central offense here. It is going to be, now they're discussing the flag here, if they're going to mark off some yardage. 8:13 remaining in the first quarter. It will be first down and 10. Yeah, dead ball. Called a fair catch and then decided he wanted to run with it. It'll be a mark off, 5 yards. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 17-yard line. And we will get our first look at Deshaun Welch, Jet Bridges, and the rest of the Central Rebels offense. Jet Bridges wearing number 1, his hair sticking out the back of his helmet, as the Central Rebels come out with their white trousers, navy uniforms, and solid red helmets with the Rebel man on the side. Good, clean red, white, and blue look for the Rebels. Here's the snap to Bridges looking for the flare pass. It's caught across the 15. Good open field tackle made by Malachi Peppers as he ensures the runner was brought down and doesn't gain any more yards. It will be a pickup of 2 yards, 1 yard, It'll be second down 9 from the 19-yard line as they spotted this ball on the 18, not the 17. Second down 9, 7:46 and counting to go here in the first period. It's going to be 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the near side left. Here's the snap to Bridges. He's looking for a quick throw over the middle, wide open and caught across the 30, 35. Big play. Down to the 50. It's a foot race. 40, 35, 30, 20. They're not going to catch him. End zone. That is caught by Grant Mannion as he goes to the house. Second play of the drive, and flashbacks of last week for the Potosi defense as they're gashed for a quick 82-yard touchdown pass from Jet Bridges to Grant Mannion. And as the clock reads 7:26, it is 6-0 Central leads. Extra point is on the way here. Kick is up, and it's good. 7-0, 7:26 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back here on the MIMO Info Sports Stream.
Make it a great family night at Applebee's Bar and Grill in Farmington. Hi, my name is Amy Cousins, General Manager at your local store. Maybe start out with a couple of appetizers: boneless wings, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, spinach artichoke dip, chicken quesadilla. There's so much to choose from. Let the kids pick from the kids menu, then for yourself, choose one of our favorites. Steaks, ribs, seafood, pasta, we have it all. Go to Applebee's.com for the full menu and look for our happy hour prices. Doing good in the neighborhood, Applebee's Bar and Grill in Farmington.
And we're back here on the in the Mineral Area College broadcast booth, and it was a quick strike drive, similar, I'm sure, for Coach Wyrick and the Trojans to last week. Just 2 plays, 82 yards, capped off by the, I guess it was the 81-yard touchdown pass from Jet Bridges to Grant Mannion, 7-0. And we're back to set up the kickoff as Justin Bridges will tee it up and set to kick it off. Let's take a look at your Presbyterian Manor weather check. 70 degrees here in Park Hills, Missouri. Having a great night as virtually no wind, and it looks like we're going to remain that way. Justin Bridges approaches the ball, takes his step, plants his foot, and kicks it off. And this one, again, will go out of the end zone as he has done so often this year. It will be Potosi ball, 7:26 to go in the first quarter, and they find themselves down quickly yet again on the second play of the drive and game for the Central Rebels. And that is what Jet Bridges can bring to the team, is that he's very accurate in the pocket, but once he gets out of the pocket, he can also run. So we'll start with the ball at the 20-yard line for the Potosi Trojans. Their last drive went 6 plays, 16 yards, and ended in a punt. And here they go to the shotgun for the first time tonight as they're playing from behind. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap, hands it off up the middle. That's number 26 that takes that ball, Wade Merciel. And he'll pick up a couple of yards there. And it will be 2nd down 9. They give him 1. 2nd down 9, ball on the 21-yard line as the clock ticks. Under 7 minutes to play here. They're going to stick with their game plan of huddling up as they will send Tristan Beck out from the sideline to give the play in the huddle. And the clock will tick quickly as Dylan Wyrick is trying to keep this Central offense off the field for as long as possible. 2 wide receivers here to the near side right, 1 out to the far side left. Coleman in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, hand it off. Stopped in the backfield is Zane West. And he will, they'll give him 1 actually. He'll take 1. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Ball on the 22-yard line. And they're going to have to start throwing the ball around a little bit as this Central defense is content to stack the box, play one-on-one on the outside, and stop the run. They're giving everything they have to stop the run. They know the Trojans enjoy running the ball, and they're quite good at it with their beefy offensive line. But it's been Central so far doing well to stop the run. 2 receivers out to the left. Wide splits for the receivers. Here's the play action pass to Coleman down the field. Low throw, and that one will be incomplete. Intended for Blake Meese as Andrew Coleman was on the rollout and just couldn't quite turn his shoulders and get him around. And that'll be the drive will stall out there after just picking up 2 yards. And it will be another punt here for the Trojans as Malachi Peppers will do the punting duties yet again. It will be Job Bryant standing back at his own 39-yard line awaiting the kick here. 5:56 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0. Here's the lead for the Rebels. Bryant fields it at the 48-yard line, makes a cut, runs into his own man, and is tackled at the 48-yard line of Central, or Potosi, and that is where Central will take over. We'll keep it right here and thank some sponsors for bringing this broadcast to us. I'd like to thank Applebee's of Farmington, CNC Suppliers, Flat River Loop in Farmington, Caldwell Banker Holsey Farmington, Coles Tractor and Equipment in Farmington, Comtree and Festus, Cozine Memorial Chapel, Fleagues Equipment in St. Genevieve and Leadington, Gateway Region YMCA in St. Louis. It will be Central ball in plus territory as they start with the ball on the Potosi 47-yard line. 1st down and 10. They'll split 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side left, and it will be Deshaun Welch and Jet Bridges in the backfield, the dynamic duo that has run for over 1,000 yards combined between the two so far, and Welch is just 12 yards away from 1,000 yards on his own. He'll get the carry there as he'll move the ball about 4 yards. 3 yards they give him. They'll give him 3 yards, and it will be 2nd down 7. That's Welch's first carry on the night, and it goes for 3 yards, well below his 12.4 average that he's used to getting per carry. But we know that this Potosi front 7 on the defensive side of the ball is stout and is talented, and they're up to the challenge, it would seem, on that first carry. 2nd down 7, ball on the 44-yard line of the Trojans. Clock is at 5 minutes. Here's the snap to Bridges, going to be handoff to Welch. He's coming up the middle, and he's going to break it across the 30, makes a man miss, breaks another tackle down to the 18-yard line. And there is Deshaun Welch as he goes down inside the 15, down to the 12. 13 is where they give it to him. Down to the 13-yard line. And that's the explosiveness as he broke about 4 tackles on that run. And they're in business now. 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line. 3 receivers split out to the right. 1 receiver down here to the near side left. Welch in the backfield with Bridges. Bridges in the shotgun. He'll take the snap and run it himself. And he is going to be caught up at the line of scrimmage, and a good defensive play there made by the Potosi front defensive line. And it will bring up 2nd down and 7, ball on the 10-yard line. So 2nd down, 3rd down 8. Third down 8 as he lost a yard, it looked like. No, well, they've got second down marked on the chain gang down there, so it is second down 8. It's going to be Bridges to throw well over the head. Ball intended for number 10. That is Grant Mannion. Big third down and 8 here for the Potosi defense. Don't want to go down quickly. Deshaun Welch just 2 carries so far, 3 yards on his first one, and he breaks it big for a 29-yarder, it looks like. Nope, 31-yarder, my apologies. So 2 carries and 34 yards already for Deshaun Welch. Here's the snap to Bridges, rolls out to his right, looking to the end zone, and he throws it to Mannion yet again, but it's going to go right through his hands, and that one will be dropped. Under 4 minutes to play, a quick first quarter here so far. 4th down and 8, and it looks like the Central Rebels will be forced to kick a field goal. It will be Justin Bridges, who has the leg and the accuracy to do a lot of good things in the kicking game for this Central team. But a big time stop there for the Potosi Trojans as they avoid giving up the big play to Deshaun, or they survive giving up the big play to Deshaun Welch, I should say, as he takes one down for 31 yards. But stops him before the end zone, so now it will be a field goal attempt here from Justin Bridges. Here's the snap, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. 10-0 is the score. The Central Rebels lead the Potosi Trojans with just under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Cleaning chemicals, disinfectants, and paper products are just a few of the items available from C&C Suppliers in Farmington. I'm Cheryl Sneed, owner of C&C Suppliers, a janitorial and food service supplier for commercial and residential use. We carry cleaning products, disposable food containers, gloves, sanitizers, disinfectants, face masks, shields, paper products, and so much more. Find C&C Suppliers on Facebook or stop by our location on Flat River Road in Farmington.
Just about to get this one back underway as the Potosi Trojans come up big in their own red zone and get a stop on 3rd down and force a field goal by the Central Rebels. 10-0 right now is the score as Justin Bridges knocks home the, was it about 18-yard field goal, and that makes it 10-0 as now Bridges, Justin Bridges that is, will tee the ball up and look to kick it off once again. Both kickoffs so far tonight have gone through the back of the end zone and allowed Potosi to start on their own 20-yard line. He walks up to the ball, kicks it up, and this one will be returnable as Henson fields it at his own 0-yard line. He'll cut it across the 25. Good return there from Blake Henson. And they will get the ball at the 26-yard line, will the Trojans, and they are looking to get something underway here as it will be 27-yard line, actually, that they will mark it at, and that's the best starting field position tonight for the Trojans. They've gotten 2 drives so far, one of 16 yards, one of 2 total yards, and looking to get something going together here. Only thrown 1 pass so far on the evening, and it was an incomplete pass. Here's the snap to Coleman. He'll hand it off up the middle to Merciel, and that'll be a tough 2-yard pickup. And it will bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 29-yard line. As the clock is now at 3.5 to go. As both of these teams are content running the ball. And I can't express how important that stop was for the Trojans to not allow the Rebels to get on the board in the end zone for a second time and hold them to a field goal. It's just a 10-point game. Coleman is going to get a penalty flag drawn here on the hard count. And it should be, offsides on the Rebels. And that'll shorten the field now. To shorten the sticks is that'll be a 5-yard mark off. It'll be 2nd down and 4, ball on the 33. And that's the kind of break you want to see if you're head coach Wyrick. You want to get something going. A first down here may get your team a little bit of confidence back as they'll split one receiver out to either side. 2 backs in the backfield. Coleman in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, and now we've got a penalty. And we're going to have a timeout here. Timeout called by Coach Wyrick and the Trojans, so we'll take it with them, and we'll be right back here in just a second on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate has been the trusted real estate advisor for over 60 years in the mineral area. Hi, I'm Kim Hudson, owner of Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate. No one has helped more people buy or sell real estate in our community than the agents at Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate. We are proud of the community in which we live and serve. Contact us today for all your real estate needs. Find us on Facebook or online at coldwellbankerholsey.com. Coldwell Banker Holsey, we would love to be your realtor.
Welcome back in here on the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. You're listening to the MIMO Info Sports Stream. Good one cooking here tonight. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Central leads Potosi 10-0. Potosi has the ball on their own 33-yard line. Second down, 4 to go after the offsides on the Central Rebels. It will be 2 receivers left, 1 right, 2 backs in the backfield for Andrew Coleman, who stands in the shotgun. And there's another penalty as they're getting them on the hard count, and it looks like that's going to be a call that they're going to make all night, because if that's a 5-yard mark-off, that will create a first down. The second first down of the night for the Trojans comes on a penalty for them. You can take it. You'll take it any way you could possibly get it. So it will be first down 10, ball on the 38-yard line, and after that timeout by head coach Dylan Wyrick of the Potosi Trojans, the clock has not begun to run, and the Trojans already got a first down. They'll go with the same formation, 2 left, 1 right, 2 backs in the backfield with Coleman. Now here comes Misi across the face of Coleman to the right side. Here's the snap, hands it off quickly, and that's a big hole for Reed as he crosses the 50. That'll be an easy first down, gets across the 45, down to the 42, and that is a big run there for big old Bryce Reed. Oh, that's Wade Merciel, excuse me, not Bryce Reed, as he is back now from quarantine. And they do enjoy having him in the back in the backfield. Talked to Coach Wyrick earlier this week. He was excited and made it a point to mention that Wade Merciel would be back in the backfield toting the rock for them tonight. So there's a big run there from Mr. Merciel. And now they're in business at the 42-yard line of Central. And they said, hey, Central, we got some pretty good backs here on our side as well. We're not afraid of you guys, and let's see if they can keep the momentum going. 2 to the left, 1 to the right on the wide receiver front, 2 backs in the backfield, and Coleman. Here's the snap, keeper all the way as he will go down to the 40-yard line. Quick pickup of 2, and I like the play call there. Mix it up a bit. Andrew Coleman can run the ball just as well as he can fling it, and if you have 2 backs in the backfield and a quarterback that can all run the ball really well, you want to make sure that the other defense doesn't have as many people to account for everyone there unless they're playing man-to-man and have a spy on the quarterback. So with the clock running, 1:40 and counting here, 10-0 Central leads first quarter from Park Hills, Missouri, the home of the Central Rebels. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Again, 2 backs in the backfield with Coleman. He's in the shotgun with his heels at the 45-yard line of Central. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off quickly up the middle, and that is Merciel, and he'll get all the way down to the 35-yard line as it's really difficult to bring him down. And it will be third down, but just a third down and 3, ball in the 35. And this one is manageable. When you got the third down in 1s, 2s, 3s, you enjoy that. It's manageable because you can run anything in your playbook. You can play action, bootleg. You can run the ball strong up the middle. You can do whatever it takes. And Wade Merciel looks like he's going to be toting the rock a lot tonight as he's a big, powerful back. He's going to line up in the backfield yet again. Here's the man in motion is Misi across from left to right into the backfield. Here's the snap handoff to West, and he's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to easily pick up the first down as this Potosi offensive line is really getting a good push, and good backs here are making moves. That one is Zane West. He'll get a 4-yard pickup, and it's first down and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line as the clock is now under 45 seconds. And let's see, the play clock and the game clock are not quite equal. They will have to get a play off here, but plenty of time to go here on the play clock, 20 seconds. Beautiful night here in Park Hills. Beautiful night for some Southeast Missouri football. Here comes the line up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers right, 1 left, 2 backs in the backfield. Misi goes in motion from the right side into the backfield. Here's the snap, hands it off. Up the middle, breaks one free, is down to the 20, to the 10, and that is Blake Henson. He's their speed and quickness back is Henson. And he gets all the way across the 10 down to the 8-yard line. And just like that, the Trojans, with 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter and the clock stopped, are looking at a first down and goal from the 9-yard line. Deshaun Welch on the tackle. He does it all, folks. Runs the rock and makes tackles on the defensive side of the ball. But right now it's all about the guys in the white jerseys. The Potosi Trojans on the move. One receiver is Beck out to the left. 2 receivers, Misi and Peppers to the right. 2 backs in the backfield, Henson and Merciel. And he'll give it to Merciel as the clock runs out on the first quarter. 10-0, the Trojans lead, but Potosi is knocking on the door. It will be second down and goal from the 8-yard line when we come back here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
As a leader in healthcare and wellness in Jefferson County and the surrounding area, ComTree is open to serve you and your family. In addition to in-person appointments, we are excited to offer video virtual visits to our current and many new patients. Our behavioral health and primary care patient portal allows you to message your provider, request medication refills, and review medical records. Safety is our highest priority for in-person visits. We are taking additional precautionary measures to protect you, your family, and our staff. Together, we are changing the landscape of healthcare. Thank you for being a member of the ComTree family tree.
I told you it'd be a quick one. We're back after a very short break here. Welcome back into the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. A good one is shaping up here in Park Hills. 10-0 Central leads, but don't look now. The Potosi Trojans are getting their running game going as they have started this drive on their own 27-yard line, working on the 8th play of the drive, and they're down to the 7-yard line of the Central Rebels. Second down and goal from the 7, looking to answer quickly and pull back within just a field goal. If I'm Coach Wyrick here, I'm thinking I've got 3 more plays to get into the end zone. They're actually going to move the ball back 1 yard. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line as we're getting ready to get this thing underway. It will be 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right as Misi goes in motion from left into the backfield. 3 backs back there. Hands it off up the middle. Good hole, good fight. Across the 5-yard line is Merciel. And it'll bring up third down and 4. Ball spotted at the 4-yard line. This may be the most important 4 yards of the season here for Potosi. You don't want to give the ball up after such a fantastic drive. Looking to get it in as the ball sits with the nose at the plus side of the 5-yard line. It is a long 4, short 5 if you're a betting person. 11:25 to go in the second period. Coleman in the shotgun. Here comes Misi in motion. It will be a handoff to Henson to the outside. He's going to bounce it. He's got some room, cuts it back across, and he's brought down short of the goal line. Not quite fast enough there on the bounce out for Henson, but it is 4th down and 2 now, and this has got to be you got to go for this one if you're head coach Wyrick, because you want to get some points here, and he's going to think about it as they'll take a timeout. I believe it was, yes, Potosi will take their second timeout of the half, and they'll talk this one over. 10:56 to go in the second quarter. 10-0 is the lead for Central. We'll take a break and be right back here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Fall is here and winter is on its way. This is Andy from Gifford Lumber Company in Farmington. We're always ready to help you get what you need no matter what the season. Plumbing, electrical hardware, lumber, tools, and so much, much more. Stop by and see us and check out the Makita, Yeti, Benjamin Moore, Traeger grill inventory. We're Gifford Lumber Company and we're hometown proud, located on Potosi Street in Farmington.
Gifford Lumber Company in Farmington, hometown proud.
Well, we got a very, very important play here for the Potosi Trojans. 10:56 to go here in the first half, and they trail 10-0. 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line. This is a big momentum shifting play here for either side. If Potosi scores, they come within just a field goal, and if Central gets a stop, it is you're going to see these hometown crowds and the sideline down here on the press box side go absolutely crazy. 4th down and goal. 2 receivers split out to the near side left. That's Misi and Beck. 2 backs in the backfield. Peppers out to the right. Here comes Misi in motion from left to right into the backfield. It's going to be quarterback keeper Andrew Coleman all the way. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Trojans. 2-yard touchdown scamper, and that is absolutely monumentally huge if you're Potosi. Extra point pending now. It is 10-6 with 10:50 to go here in the second quarter. And now you know with the excellent kicking game that the Central Rebels have on the other side with Justin Bridges, you've got to make these count. It will be Henson to do the kicking. Meese to do the holding. Here is the snap. Hold is down and kick is up, and that is he powered that one through, man. And they call it no good as he pushed it to the right. He maybe gave it too much leg. And just like that, 6-10, 10:50 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on Regional Radio.
Hi, welcome to the UPS store.
Yeah, I'd like to ship this package.
Great, I can help you with that and every other ing.
Did you just say every other ing?
Printing, packing, copying, faxing, freighting, any ing your small business needs.
Shredding.
Yep.
Mailboxing.
Uh-huh.
Notarizing?
That too.
Wow, that's really some ing.
Now you're getting it.
The UPS store. Every ing for small business. And of course, shipping.
Hi, this is Jim, owner of the UPS store in Festus. See us now at our new location at 650 North Creek Drive next to Tiger Express Car Wash.
All right, and we're back, and maybe a costly missed extra point there as the scoreboard reads 10-6. Central leads after a 10-play, 73-yard touchdown drive that is capped off by an Andrew Coleman quarterback keeper 2-yard touchdown run. Extra point missed by Blake Henson, I should say, and it will be Potosi to kick off for the first time tonight. Here is the kick. It's a low screamer that takes a big bounce, and it will tumble and rumble out of bounds, and that will be a penalty on the Potosi side. So it will be Central Rebel football, their first possession of the second quarter, leading by 4, 10-6. They will get the ball on their own 35-yard line on the far hash. And we'll get to see the Central offense for the third time tonight. First time, 2 plays, 81 yards, ending in a touchdown from Jet Bridges to Grant Mannion. And the second one ending in a field goal, 6 plays on the 11-yard field goal, 6 plays, 32 yards. Here's Deshaun Welch on the handoff, and he's only going to get 2 there on his third carry of the game. And so far, so good for the Potosi Trojans on gathering in Deshaun Welch. 3 carries so far, just 26 yards, well below his average there. He did have the one big one where he broke for 21. 3 receivers right. Here's the snap, hands it off to Welch yet again. He's going to break up the middle, and he's got a big one there across the 50, 40, 30. They're not going to catch him, and that's what he can do, folks. Deshaun Welch goes down the field, and that is a 62-yard touchdown run. Deshaun Welch. And we've got some fireworks going off here as the crowd goes crazy. Just a quick 2-play, 2 runs from Deshaun Welch, and it ends in a touchdown, 16-6. The Rebels back up by 10 in what looks like the snap of a finger. And it will be Justin Bridges to tack on yet another extra point. Here's the snap. The hold is down. Kick is up, and it is straight on through. 10-12 to go here in the second quarter. 17-6 Central leads with some quick strike offense. And, of course, Deshaun Welch will be back here after a quick message on the MIMO Info Sports Stream.
This is Dr. Karen Melton at Hearing Care Partners. We hope you don't miss a single thing this sports season. Stop by for a free hearing screening so you'll hear every play and the person sitting right next to you. One of the best parts of the game is chatting with old friends and making new ones. We wish all our local players a safe and healthy sports season. It's Hearing Care Partners. Find us online at hearingcarepartners.com.
Well, we talked about it ad nauseum all throughout the week and during the pregame, but that is number 12, Mr. Deshaun Welch, and that is how quickly he can beat you. Just 2 plays, both carries by him, a 2-yard carry and a 62-yard touchdown carry, and that brings his total up to over 90 yards here just in the first half. 10-12 to go in the second quarter. 17-6 is the score, and Justin Bridges, who's been getting a lot of action tonight, set to kick off yet again. Back deep to receive is Meese and Henson, the 2 Blakes back there for the Trojans. And that one will go into the end zone, and it will be Potosi football. And they will start on their own 20-yard line, looking to answer if they can. So let's see what Coach Wyrick can get going here, as we've seen some good offense on that last drive. Unfortunately, a missed PAT leaves the score at 17-6 in favor of the Rebels. Again, Deshaun Welch, a 62-yard touchdown run on the second play of the Central Rebels' last drive. Here comes Andrew Coleman from the sideline with the play call. And now they'll break the huddle, sending 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. West and Merciel. Here comes Meese now into the backfield. Here's the snap. It's going to be quarterback keeper all the way. Coleman will cut it back up across the 20, down to the 24, almost to the 25. Good, decent pickup there. A game of about 4. They'll give him 4. So 2nd down and 6, ball on the 24-yard line as the clock runs, and it's only been 3 possessions for Central, but 3 scores, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. As for the Trojans, this is their 4th possession, 2nd of the second quarter, I should say. They got a touchdown on their last possession on a 73-yard touchdown drive, and not much doing on their first 2 drives. Here comes the 2nd down and 6 play. 2 receivers right, 1 left, backs in the backfield, West and Merciel. Meese in motion from right to left into the backfield. Here's the snap. Going to be handed off to Merciel, and he's going to be stuffed. Pick up of about 1 down to the 25-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and 5. Well, they're not even going to give him the 1, as they're going to give him maybe a half a yard. So 3rd down and 6 again, as they'll redo it. They're going with the formation here on the Potosi side, is spreading out 2 receivers out wide on one side, 1 receiver to the left, and then bringing Meese in motion into an H-back position, and trying to cause some confusion for the Central defense. And so far, it's been hit or miss so far. So here goes Coleman standing at the 20-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Now here goes Meese again in motion. Going to give it to him on the jet sweep. He's going to cut it up. Good run there from Blake Meese, as he's going to get down across the 30, and that'll move the chains, as that's I have a feeling that's what they were setting up. They were setting it up. They ran that formation about 4 or 5 times, and then eventually set it up to where they handed it off on the end-around jet sweep to Blake Meese, and he cut it up and picks up a valuable 1st down. 1st down 10, ball on the 31-yard line. Just an absolutely gorgeous night here in Park Hills. The moon is shining, a few stars hanging out with us, and a beautiful night for some football. 70 degrees and going to get down to about 64. Once again, your weather check brought to you by Presbyterian Manor, the way you want to live. 2 receivers right. Here's the snap. Going to be hands it off to Zane West. Bounces it outside, cuts it back across the 40. Big hole down across the 50 before he's finally dragged down. That is Zane West. And he's going to gain big yardage there as he gets across the 50 into Central territory down to the 49-yard line. 7:48 to go here in the second quarter. 17-6 is your score. Central leads. Potosi on the move. 5th play of the drive upcoming after that big run of about 20 yards for Zane West. 2 receivers left, 1 right, 2 backs in the backfield. Play action, going to be a quarterback keeper, and Andrew Coleman is absolutely swallowed up in the backfield by 3 or 4 different Rebels, and that's going to be a tough one. Loss of 6 yards back to the 45-yard line of Potosi. 2nd down 16 from their own 45 is the marker now, and where you don't want to be against a high-powered offense that can score quickly is down on the scoreboard and behind the chains when you have the ball. That's exactly where the Trojans find themselves right now. See if they can get up out of this jam. Two receivers spread out to the right, one down here to the near side left, two backs in the backfield. Coleman takes the snap, hands it off to Zane West to bounce it outside, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards there. Nothing big. And so now we're sitting at a 3rd down and 15, ball in the 46 as they give him 1. And in this position, you've got to imagine that Andrew Coleman's going to have to sling the ball around a little bit. They've only thrown the ball once tonight, and it was an incomplete ball in their first drive of the game. But now with 3rd down and 15 upcoming, you have to imagine that Wyrick has to dip into the playbook to pass the ball a little bit. We know Coleman can sling it. He's got a good arm, and he's got the receivers out there to do it. Peppers out to the far side right. Two receivers here to the left. Here's the snap. Coleman in the gun. He's going to step back, go deep. He's got Peppers, and he's just going to put way too much juice on that ball as he overthrows Malachi Peppers, who had a step on the defender. That defender is Hacken Liddell, and it's going to be another punt here as they get down to their own 46-yard line, but they're going to be forced to punt as they did dabble in Central Territory for one play and then had to or gave up a sack. So it will be Malachi Peppers back to kick. And two Rebels back deep to receive the punt. Here is the snap. It's a good one and a good punt as this one's end over end. Hits at the 23-yard line. And no return as Ruger Sutton unable to field it, and it will be 1st down and 10, ball on the 23-yard line for the Central Rebels. Going to take this time to thank a couple sponsors here. If I can find my sheet, it tells me who I'm supposed to thank. There it is. Definitely like to thank Guilford Lumber in Farmington, Gilster Mary Lee Hearing Care Partners in Farmington, Home Pools and Spas in Leadington, Jefferson College in Hillsboro, Lucas Smith and Festus, Mario's Italian Farmington, and Mineral Area College in Park Hills. Getting back down to the action. Central ball. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. Welch in the backfield, offset left of Jet Bridges, and now we're going to have a penalty flag. What are they going to call here? I'm not sure anybody knows what's going on. And they'll mark off a 5-yard penalty. Lining up in the neutral zone is what it looks like for against Potosi, so it will make this one easier for Central already. 1st and 5 as the ball moves up to the 28-yard line. 3 left, 1 right. Bridges in the gun, and another penalty flag is, let's see if they're just lining up in the neutral zone. Well, we're going to back it up 5 yards as a false start, illegal procedure penalty on the Rebels, and 1st down and 10 from the 23 where we started this one earlier. 5:45 to go in the half. 17-6 is your score. Central leads Potosi, and this drive has gotten off to a rather lackluster start. We've moved forward 5 yards and gone back 5 yards, all on penalties. No plays yet run. Now we'll try and change that as the Rebels line up with 3 left, 1 right. Now here comes Liddell in motion. Going to be hands it off to Welch, and he's going to squirt forward across the 25 down to the 27-yard line, a pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6, ball on the 27. And that's a pickup of 4 for Welch as he is adding up his carries here. 5 carries on the night. And pretty much contained other than the 162-yard bomb run that he had. Bridges takes the snap, hands it off to Liddell on the jet sweep. He's looking for a hole, tries to cut it back, and he's going to get across down at the 30-yard line. Not much doing there. Maybe 1, 3rd and 3, ball spotted at the 30-yard line if they give him that. 17-6 is the score. Clock is running, under 5 to play here in the first half. 2 receivers split out either side for the Rebels. Welch offset right in the backfield of Bridges. He stands in the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the snap looking for the quick throw. That's intended for Grant Mannion, and a good catch there as Grant Mannion goes up and makes sure to secure that one on the way down. That'll move the chains. 1st down and 10 Ball down at the 37-yard line. 4.5 remaining in the half. And if you're Potosi, you really don't want to give up any points here because you have to kick the ball off to Central to start off the second half. We all know the ability that Welch has to break a big one as the ball stands on the Central 37-yard line. Here's the snap, looking to roll out. Quick throw to the far side is caught across the 45, down to the 47, and that is a big-time throw across his body, across the long side of the field. And Jet Bridges showing you his arm strength there, as that one's hauled in by Ruger Sutton, I believe, number 7. And that'll be a pickup of 9, second down 1. Ball sits on the 46-yard line. Clock is running. Second down 1. Here's the snap, hands off to Deshaun Welch, and he'll break it. Breaking tackles across the 40, down to the 35, down to the 30. He'll spin, and he'll be brought down, and there's another big one as he's brought down at the 27-yard line. And he's going to keep adding up, and he's well over 100 yards here now in the first half, down to the 27. That was the 5th play of the drive. And Welch will now head off to the bench as he's going to take a breather, catch a breath, and I'm sure once he comes back in looking to score yet another touchdown. Let's see if Potosi can stop it. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Here's the snap to Bridges. Rolls out right, looking, nothing doing. He's going to tuck it and run, and it's well covered, but he makes a man miss, spins off another before at least 12 of the 11 Potosi Trojans out there on the field bring him down, and that's across the 20 down to the 19-yard line. So as it stands, clock under 3 minutes. Potosi would love a big stop here or hold them to a field goal if they can. 6-17, Central lead. Central with the ball on the Potosi 20-yard line, second down and 3 to go. Jet Bridges has 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Here's the snap, quarterback keeper all the way, and a good tackle made there by Bryce Reed as he wrangles down Jet Bridges in the backfield. Third down. Oh, they'll give him the first down. I thought he got him in the backfield, but no, easy first down pickup. Apparently I can't see from my vantage point here. Let's see. They're kind of talking about it. They're trying to figure out what it is. See if they're going to give him the first down. And it is indeed a first down pickup. So a pickup of 3 yards for Jet Bridges. Still, nonetheless, he had some green in front of him. Bryce Reed making a good play to make sure to bring him down and not allow him to get any more. First down 10, ball on the 16-yard line of Potosi. 17-6, Central leads. Deshaun Welch still on the sideline for now. It is Bridges in the gun, one back to his left. Here's the snap, going to be play action, looking over the middle, and a throw to the outside, ball intended and caught. That's an incredible one-handed grab there by Joe Bryant. The ball was thrown to his outside, and I don't think there's any way they can call that a catch. And they call it a catch, an incredible one-handed grab on the pass from Jet Bridges to Joe Bryant. 150 and counting here, second down 4, ball on the 10-yard line. And Deshaun Welch will re-enter the game here. He's looking at 6 carries so far tonight. 83, 87, 92 yards so far. So if he breaks one here to the end zone, he could eclipse the 100-yard mark and he'll get the handoff. Absolutely nothing doing for him there. They're gonna hold him short. See how many yards they decide they want to give him. Will be a pickup of 1 yard they give him. Maybe a generous one if you're getting the home lean on the 1 yard pickup there, but clock under a minute, 17-6 is your score. And if you're Potosi here, you want to get the big stop. You cannot let Welch break free or wiggle free. You must wrap up and bring him to the ground. If you're Central, where you're going with a heavy eye back, they're going to hand it straight to Welch, who's going to be corralled in the backfield, nothing doing. And he's going to pick up 2 yards as he breaks free off of 1 tackle and gets down 4th down in inches. timeout for Central, as it will be 4th down and 1 on the 2-yard pickup, and we'll take the timeout with them here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Whatever your educational goals are, you can achieve them at Jefferson College. With caring faculty, convenient locations, and award-winning academic programs, your future is Jefferson College's focus. To learn more, call 636-797-3000 or visit jeffco.edu for a complete list of degrees and programs. Enroll now.
For higher education, for higher expectations, Jefferson College, Jefferson College, and you.
Back in here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Got a good one here. Almost to halftime, 17-6 is your score. Central leading Potosi. Central with the ball, 4th down and 1 on the 7-yard line of Potosi, and they will receive the second half kick. So a score here for Central is huge. A stop for Potosi is even bigger. It will be the heavy back set. Bridges under center, 3 backs behind him. Welch is all the way back, standing at the 14-yard line. Here is another timeout, as looked like Coach Schweiss just wanted to see how Potosi was going to line up. They take another timeout. We'll keep it right here. Going to thank some more sponsors. New Era Bank in Farmington, Fredericktown, Park Hills, Deloge, and Bonne Terre. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy in Deloge, Fredericktown, Ironton, Farmington, and Piedmont. Patsy's Furniture in Park Hills. You always know, we like to say, you'll love to shop at Patsy's. Prairie Farms in Southeast Missouri. Presbyterian Manor in Farmington. Richard's Produce in Farmington. Serenity Hospice. Sparks Motors in Bonne Terre. Twin City Toyota in Herculaneum, and the UPS store in Festus. Now, we've seen a little bit of everything tonight in this game. Jet Bridges has thrown the ball fairly well. Only a couple incompletions. Deshaun Welch has done Deshaun Welch things. Looking at 92 yards so far here in the first half. Looking for more, 93 yards, I should say. 40 seconds to go. 4th and 1. Huge play here for either side. Central's going to go with that jumbo package. 2 H-backs straight behind Bridges, and Welch is in the shotgun. Welch is straight back, and it will be a quarterback keeper, Tom Brady-esque, from Bridges, and he will get across the 5-yard line down to the 4. And it will be a 1st down and 5 as the clock will continue to run. 1 timeout remaining for either side. Here goes Bridges, takes the snap, hands it to Welch up the middle. He's spinning, and he's brought down. Down at the 5-yard line, gain of 0. And this Potosi defense is saying, hey, we're not giving you anything. 19, 18, and counting. 1 timeout remaining for Central. Bridges in the gun. Welch to his left. Here's the snap, and there's going to be a penalty flag with the Potosi Trojan defense clapping. And now it's going to be a false start, and that is huge if you're Potosi. That'll back them up 5 more yards. 2nd down, 10 from the 10. They've changed the scoreboard to say 2nd down and 90 from the 10, but I don't think that's correct. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Bridges in the gun. Welch offset right. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Here's the snap. Bridges looking to pass, and that's going to be an incomplete ball as he's looking to throw it to the outside. Ball intended for Corey Pinson, number 2, as that one falls short. 4.3 to go. And now we're going to see the field goal unit. Huge defensive stand there for Potosi, as they could not afford to give up a touchdown there. 4 seconds to go in the half, 17-6.
Hey, once we go into halftime.
And it will be Justin Bridges who will do the kicking yet again. Again, the phenomenal leg, who has made a field goal earlier in the game. The snap is down, hold is down, and kick is up, and it's good. And that will be the end of the first half. And we will take it to KREI. Thanks for listening here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. We'll be back after halftime's over, folks.
Hi, this is Brad Smith at Lucas Smith Chrysler Center, your local home of the no bull deal. The word local, you've heard the phrase shop local, buy local, but do you really think exactly what that means? When you shop here at Lucas Smith, you put your trust in the hands of all of my employees who also eat, play, work, live, and shop local. Jefferson County is their home too. Why drive for miles when you can buy what's right here in your backyard? All we ask at Lucas Smith Chrysler is to give us the chance to earn your business. Please shop local, and remember, Lucas Smith Chrysler Center in Festus.
Yard line. Diamondback in the pocket once again. Airs this one down to the left
corner of the end zone, and it goes right through the hands of Damian Edwards. I mean, Diamond put that between the right hand and the left hand of Damian Edwards, and Damian had a step and a half on the defender. This is a Cape team right now that just can't catch the football. And they've got a 4th and 5 now. At the Farmington 30. Farmington has really dodged a few bullets here. It looked like Farmington was going to come out and absolutely dominate this game after the first 2 drives. And Cape has got to feel like they've really missed some opportunities here in dropping the football. 39 seconds remaining in the first half. 16-0 Knights on top.
Hi, it's Hannah. At Kohl's Tractor and Equipment, we brought back one of the popular tractor deals from last summer. Customers keep asking for us to bring it back, so here it is. Get the 35 horsepower shuttle shift 4-wheel drive diesel tractor with the front loader, the 5-foot brush hog, and the 5-foot box blade, plus the 18-foot deluxe flatbed car hauler trailer for only $21,495. Oh, but wait, you also get the free, that's right, you will get the free 2700 PSI pressure washer and 2 ratchet tie downs. And of course, the best 6-year parts and labor warranty from LS, the major brand maker that you already know and love. So let me recap. Get the tractor, loader, brush hog, box blade, flatbed trailer, all for only $21,495, plus the free pressure washer and 2 ratchet tie downs. Financing available on site. Just give us a call at 573-756-4353 and see us on Facebook at Kohl's Tractor and Equipment. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd with LS Tractors and Kohl's Tractor and Equipment. Highway 32, just outside of Farmington.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Not
Hey.
I mean, hey, man. You can call me Hey, man, because this hay season, I'm ready to save all the area farmers cutting and baling hay money with the best equipment and repair department anywhere.
Jason, you don't fix and service equipment. You are Mower Man. And if anyone around here is Hey Man, it's Travis and Patrick. They have over 25 years of combined experience and are the most qualified, certified, and capable technicians around. They know how to keep the area farmers growing, mowing, and baling. The real Hey Man are Travis and Patrick.
Dirt Diva, I hate it when you're right.
Let me fix my crown. Queenie the Green, you mean?
Fleeks Equipment, we have the best Hey Man.
Hey Men.
We have the best Hey Man around. See us today, Highway 67 at the Leadington exit and Highway 32 in St. Genevieve. Or go online, fleegs.com.
Flegs Equipment, let our family serve your family.
The Jefferson County YMCA has adapted to help you stay connected and active. Hi, this is Samantha Robertson. We've enhanced our safety measures, improved our cleaning procedures, and expanded our virtual options to keep you connected at the Y, at home, or on the go. Members enjoy state-of-the-art fitness equipment, free group exercise and aquatics classes, discounts on paid programs including youth sports, swim lessons, childcare, and more. When you join by September 30th, you'll pay no joining fee and receive Y program bucks. Join online at gwrymca.org/join. Call 636-931-9622 or stop by the Y today.
Purchasing a hot tub is one of the best decisions you can make for you and your family. Hi, I'm Megan Osbar, manager of Home Pools and Spas in Leadington. There is nothing more rejuvenating than stepping into your own spa, transcending into luxurious and therapeutic relaxation. If you are considering purchasing a hot tub, I invite you to stop in and see what we can do for you. We are Home Pools and Spas on the outer road just south of Leadington.
Home is where the fun Everybody's going home, pool and spa.
Champions are made here. On our courts, on our fields, and in our classrooms. Why settle for ordinary when you could be part of greatness? Mineral Area College. Become a Cardinal today.
Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate has been the trusted real estate advisor for over 60 years in the mineral area. Hi, I'm Kim Hudson, owner of Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate. No one has helped more people buy or sell real estate in our community than the agents at Coldwell Banker Holsey Real Estate. We are proud of the community in which we live and serve. Contact us today for all your real estate needs. Find us on Facebook or online at coldwellbankerholsey.com. Coldwell Banker Holsey, we would love to be your realtor.
Welcome to the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy Halftime Show on Regional Radio. We'll update you on the scores from the teams across our entire listening area and get you highlights from all of our broadcast action on J98, KREI, KJFF, and MyMoInfo.com.
At Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy, we want you to know that local pharmacy is alive and well. A warm greeting, a friendly smile, attention to detail, and efficient service is what you can expect from us every day because we love going the extra mile for our customers. There's no need to stand in line, no need to wait days for your medications, no need to go anywhere else but Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy.
Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy is committed to improving the health of their patients and positively impacting the communities they serve.
Welcome in here on the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy Halftime Show. I'm Brandon Pavlina. Got some great games brewing around our listening area. Let's go ahead and tell you all about all those great games going on right now around the area. We'll start with our game that's going on J98. That one, a tight one. They're nearing halftime, tied at 7-all. It's St. Vincent and Perryville as those two locked at a tie in the Battle of Perry County. St. Vincent, they showed off their air raid offense early to get on the board.
6:35 to play here in the first quarter. Three receivers out to the right for Wibbenmeyer. Takes the snap, looking left, has a man open, wide open, and into the end zone goes Phil Ertz for the touchdown. The St. Vincent Indians strike first from the 25-yard line, and it's 6-0. Indians on top here in Perryville.
Perryville, though, they were able to even the score in the second quarter with Dylan Holt.
Here's a handoff to the senior Dylan Holt. Runs out to the right side. He's got some room to run. Diving for the end zone. Where's the signal? It's a touchdown. Perryville Pirates into the end zone for 6 goes Dylan Holt. Yet again, yet another touchdown. His second on the season from the 16-yard line. A 16-yard dash to the end zone for the Pirates. It's at 7-6.
That one nearing halftime right now J98. They're tied 7-all, St. Vincent and Perryville in the battle for Perry County. Here on KREI, got a good one brewing. Farmington leading 16-0 over Cape Central as Farmington continues their dominant performance to start the season. Braden Bodkin got the scoring started for Farmington.
One wide to the right side, double wings. Bodkin, the fullback, files down in front of him right there. Motion man here. They give us to Bodkin. Off tackle, left side. Bodkin looking at the end zone. Slams his way in. It is Braden Bodkin all day. 9 plays on the drive. Bodkin carrying it all 9 times. And the 4-yard touchdown run by Braden Bodkin.
And the Knights, they kept it going. 2 drives, 2 Bodkin touchdowns.
First and goal from the 9-yard line for the Knights. Send a motion man off to the right side. It's Bodkin off tackle right side. Nobody touches him on his way to the end zone. Braden Bodkin, his second touchdown in the first 2 drives. And the Knights are on top, 13-0 at the 44-second mark of the first quarter.
And then Farmington was able to tack on thanks to their defense.
Morgan Diamond puts 3 wide receivers off to the right side, 1 to the left. He gets a snap. He's back in the end zone. It's on the ground, and he is too! And Judd Cunningham hauls him down in the end zone. It's a safety for the black shirt defense. The snap down around the ankles of the quarterback, Morgan Diamond. He goes to pick it up, and a happy birthday sack and safety for Judd Cunningham.
Farmington up 16-0 over Cape Central here at the break. Over on AM 1400, KJEF, Festus leading Hillsborough 20-6 as Festus jumped out to an early lead through the air.
Rickerman from the gun. Fakes the handoff, looks to roll out to his right, off play action, throws end zone, it is caught! Touchdown, Festus! Kyan Roberts Day all alone in the end zone, and he makes the grab from 6 yards out. A minute and a second into this one, and Festus has gone out on top, 6-0.
Festus up 6-0, but Hillsborough responded as Austin Romaine rumbled for a long score.
Handoff, Romaine up the middle, cuts back, gets inside the 40, inside the 35-30, inside the 25, 20, 10, 5, into the end zone! Austin Romaine, big playability left and right for this Hawk offense when they run it. Thanks to Romaine emerging as a star this year. His 6th touchdown run, this one of 49 yards. And with 9:25 left in the first quarter, we are tied at 6.
These heavyweights, they kept on trading punches early as Festus got to pay dirt on the ground.
And off Bradshaw, around right tackle, turns the corner inside the 5 and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Festus! Landon Bradshaw, who busted onto the scene late last season with a long kickoff return into Festus lost. Getting some touches here with Austin Anderson injured, and he gets into the end zone. And the 10-yard score makes it 12-6 Tigers, 7:13 left first quarter.
There was 13-6 then, and then Festus quarterback Cole Rickerman took matters into his own hands to extend the lead.
Ball at the Hillsboro 26 near side hash, fakes the give on the handoff, keeps it himself, goes right up the middle, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Festus! Cole Rickerman scampers 26 yards without anybody breathing on him. And with less than a minute left here in the first quarter, the Tigers start to get a little cushion as they lead Hillsboro 19-6.
And they got the extra point, 20-6 there. Festus over Hillsboro last we checked in. Our final game on our live air, we've got on the MIMO Info Sports Stream, Central over Potosi, 20-6 at halftime. Early on for Central, Bridges to Mannion, and it was a house call early in the game for Central.
Near side left, here's the snap to Bridges. He's looking for a quick throw over the middle, wide open, and caught across the 30, 35, big play. Down to the 50, it's a foot race, 40, 35, 30. 20, they're not going to catch him. End zone. That is caught by Grant Mannion as he goes to the house. Second play of the drive.
Rebels got their first field goal of the half from Justin Bridges. That made it 10-0, and then the Trojans, they answered with a long drive and an Andrew Coleman punch in.
Two backs in the backfield. Peppers out to the right. Here comes Misi in motion from left to right into the backfield. It's going to be quarterback keeper Andrew Coleman all the way. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. 2-yard touchdown scamper, and that is absolutely monumentally huge if you're Potosi.
10-6 then. But unfortunately for Potosi, you can't keep a good man down, and you can't slow down Deshaun Welch.
Three receivers right. Here's the snap, hands it off to Welch yet again. He's going to break up the middle, and he's got a big one there across the 50, 40, 30. They're not going to catch him, and that's what he can do, folks. Deshaun Welch goes down the field, and that is a 62-yard touchdown run. Deshaun Welch.
Other games going on around the area here tonight. Blair Oaks and Valley Catholic in a battle of top fives in Class 3. That one last we checked, Blair Oaks leading by 21-20 in the second half. Valley had 7 turnovers to that point in the game, but they're still hanging around, trailing by 1 to Blair Oaks. St. Genevieve nearing halftime, leading 21-7 over St. Pius. North County up 27-0 over Agape Boarding School. Northwest leading Seckman 21-14, and Fox over St. Dominic 28-3. That's going to do it for us here on the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show. We'll send it to a break and then back down to the field as the guys will set the stage for half number 2 here on our regional radio.
Hi, it's Hannah. At Cole's Tractor and Equipment, we brought back one of the popular tractor deals from last summer. Customers keep asking for us to bring it back, so here it is. Get the 35 horsepower shuttle shift 4-wheel drive diesel tractor with the front loader, the 5-foot brush hog, and the 5-foot box blade, plus the 18-foot deluxe flatbed car hauler trailer for only $21,495. Oh, but wait, you also get the free, that's right, you will get the free 2700 PSI pressure washer and 2 ratchet tie downs. And of course, the best 6-year parts and labor warranty from LS, the major brand maker that you already know and love. So let me recap. Get the tractor, loader, brush hog, box blade, flatbed trailer, all for only $21,495. Plus the free pressure washer and 2 ratchet tie downs. Financing available on site. Just give us a call at 573-756-4353 and see us on Facebook at Cole's Tractor and Equipment. Don't just follow the herd, lead the herd with LS Tractors and Cole's Tractor and Equipment. Highway 32, just outside of Farmington.
Are you looking to buy a new home, but are running short on funds? Hi, Paul Hale here with New Era Bank. We offer many different loan programs to help accommodate you. Currently, VA, FHA, and USDA are just some of the loan programs that we offer. Our experienced loan staff is ready and waiting to help you find just the right loan to fit your needs, because no 2 loans are the same. We have also enhanced our website and added many frequently asked questions about home ownership to our website. Visit today at www.newerabank.com. New Era Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, if you haven't been to Patsy's Furniture in Park Hills lately, then you haven't been to Patsy's Furniture. Man, the selection is as good now as it's ever been. And that's saying something. Seriously, stop by and say hi to Chris and Jamie. The first thing you'll notice is just how nice they are. They won't hard sell you at all. They'll just let you look around and offer you help when you need it. And we're talking about really nice furniture too, from some of the best known brand names in the business. Hey, maybe that's why Patsy's Furniture is my only stop when I do my furniture shopping. Patsy's Furniture, right off Highway 67 at the Parkway Drive exit. You'll love to shop at Patsy's.
Welcome back in here to the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. Just about 2 minutes until kickoff here for half number 2 in a game that has been back and forth but is in control right now. Central leading Potosi 20-6 as we're getting ready to get the second half underway. The Trojans coming out of the locker room and lining the field, and so far it has been about what we talked about all week leading up to this game. Jet Bridges and Deshaun Welch doing their thing. Deshaun Welch, 9 carries, 112 yards in the first half with the 162-yard touchdown run. Other than 3 big plays, though, however, for Welch, the Potosi defense has done fairly well in keeping him contained. Just a 21-yard run, the 62-yard touchdown, and the 27-yard scamper. Other than that, 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, and 0 on the carries there. So 9 carries, 112 yards, above his average at this point, 13.5 yards per carry for Jet Bridges. He has just been calm, cool, and collected in commanding this defense, or this offense, down the field. On the second play of the game for Central, it was an 81-yard touchdown pass from Bridges to Mannion that kind of got the scoring opened up. But again, different from what we saw last week from Potosi. They were able to keep their composure, and Central goes on another drive down the field. Looks like they're going to score, and Potosi is able to keep them out of the end zone and hold them to just a field goal, something they were able to do there at the end of the half that really is going to keep them in this game. 20-6 is your score as we are about to get the second half underway. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll start half number 2, Central 20, Potosi 6 here in Park Hills, Missouri on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
When life changes, where can you get the health care that you or your loved one needs? Try Presbyterian Manor, where we consider you family. Being a member of our family means having a skilled, compassionate team, making sure you live your best life. Call 573-756-6768 today and schedule a visit to see why the community voted us the best independent living, best assisted living, and best skilled nursing community in the Parkland area.
At Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy, we know it's more important than ever to stay healthy this year. That's why we're offering the added option of drive-up flu shot clinics at all of our locations from September 15th through the end of October while flu shot supplies last. All of the details about dates, times, and required information can be found on our website at parklandrx.com, on our Facebook page, or by contacting a store near you. Flu season is on the way, and Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy is here to get you ready because we're always caring for you and about you.
Just about ready to get the second half underway here in Park Hills. I'm Stephen Kabler. You're listening to the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Central leading Potosi 20-6 as both teams are out here stretching out, getting everything warmed up. It's a beautiful night here in southeast Missouri. Temperature reads, I would probably have to say about 65 degrees if I was guessing. Let's check the temperature. 66 degrees here in Park Hills. Clear sky, moon is shining bright overhead, as well are the stadium lights here on the campus of the Central Rebels, who have played pretty much their game plan here. They probably don't want to make many changes at the break, as everything they were doing seemed to be working. They were driving down the field pretty much at will, but they did have a couple of drives stall out due to the Potosi defense holding them on crucial fourth downs in the red zone. If you're Dylan Wyrick on the side of Potosi, you're thinking, okay, on the defensive side, we have to eliminate the big plays. If we eliminate those big chunk plays, everything seems to be pretty even on that side. Oh, well, the wind is howling here, as you can hear on my crowd mic. The wind blowing on that one as jackets are starting to be put on by the socially distanced crowd here in Park Hills. And Both teams are on the sideline now, and we will be ready to get this thing underway. It will be Potosi kicking off to Central as to start the game. Potosi won the opening coin toss, elected to receive the ball. And that was probably a plan to see how long they could keep the Central offense off the field. Unfortunately, they went 6 plays and just 16 yards before they were forced to punt the ball away. And then before they knew it, they were down 7-0. They did score a touchdown on their third drive of the game. It was a 73-yard, 10-play drive that ended on an Andrew Coleman 2-yard touchdown run, but the point after was missed by Blake Henson, and that's where we end up with the 6 points for Potosi. There is the buzzer, so 12 minutes on the clock. Quarter switched from 2 to 3. Timeouts reloaded for either side, and we will get this one underway as Bryce Reed tees this ball up at the 40-yard line. And back deep to receive is Deshaun Welch, as well as, I could not see who the other one is. That is Joe Bryant back deep to receive as they will kick away from Deshaun Welch. Hits off Bryant, finally gathers it at the 10. Across the 12, looking to get outside, and he's not going to go anywhere. Great tackle made there. Tackle made by number 21, Gage Mosier. And that's where Central will start this drive. Just about the 14-yard line is what it looks like over here. And so we'll get the second half underway. Well, they're going to mark them back even further. Can't exactly see what's going on here. Ball on the 14, first down and 10 to go. It will be trips out to the left. Single receiver here to the near side right is Mannion. Welch in the backfield with Bridges offset left. Here's the snap. Play action. Going to go quick out to Bryant. He'll make a catch, but good open field tackling there from the Potosi Trojan secondary, as that'll be a pickup. Well, I can't really see where they're going to spot him. Going to look like a pickup of 0. Second down 10, ball on the 14-yard line. So that's exactly what Wyrick talked about earlier on in the week, was making open field tackles, and you saw a little bit there. Trips right, one receiver left, Welch offset right in the backfield. Bridges in the gun, rolls out left after taking it. Now he's going to switch backfields and go left. Deep downfield, got a man, is covered, and it's caught across the 50, down at the 45. Slade Schweiss on the big reception there. And it looked like Jet Bridges just waited and chunked the ball down there and trusted his wide receiver Schweiss to come up and make a play, and the ball is spotted at the 45-yard line. That is a big, big play. 40-yard pass there, 41-yard pass play. First down and 10 from the 45. Here's the snap to Bridges. Rolls out right looking, got a man in stride. Great throw. That'll be Joe Bryant on the reception. And now this Central offense is getting going. They're saying, hey, we're going to throw the ball a little bit more this half, as they open up with some quick throwing plays. 3 straight toss plays, pass plays I should say, from Bridges, as they're going to get his arm warmed up nice and good. Completed all 3 of his pass attempts so far in the second half. The one that went to Slade Schweiss for 40 yards is what puts him in this position, 20-6. 10.5 to go in the third. Here's the snap to Bridges looking downfield, and he had a man running wide open, was Mannion, but that will be thrown well over Mannion's head. Incomplete. Second down 10, ball on the 33-yard line. And that's the only thing we've seen from Bridges so far tonight that makes you think he's not quite feeling himself. He's had a couple of overthrows to Mannion and Bryant now here in this game, but every other throw he's made has been pretty on point, as he's got trips left, single receiver right, Welch offset left. Here's the snap, going to be a handoff to Welch. He's going to bounce it outside, break a bunch of tackles, finally brought down across the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Pickup of 6. Third down 4, down ball on the 27-yard line is what they give him. Pickup of 6. 28, 27-ish. It's kind of there in the middle. Bridges in the shotgun, trips out left, one right. Welch again in the backfield. He'll get it. It'll be a heavy dose of him for this remainder of this drive as he's brought down across the 25 down to the 24. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 4th down 1, ball on the 24-yard line. Potosi would love a stop here to put themselves in great position to get back in the game. But can they stop Deshaun Welch or Jet Bridges for 1 yard? That's what it comes down to here. Here's Bridges. He's going to keep it on the quarterback keeper. Bounce it outside. Easy first down across the 20, down to the 15-yard line. That'll move the chains. Pickup of 9 yards, and it will be a 1st down and 10 from the 15-yard line as the clock ticks under 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. 20-6 is your score. Central on the move. Looking at the 8th play of this drive so far. Welch offset right in the backfield. He'll block as Bridges throws to the end zone. He's going to miss him. That was intended for Joe Bryant again, and not quite on the money there. So that'll bring up 2nd down 10. Ball on the 15-yard line. Up by 14 now. Just two touchdown deficit here for the Trojans. They'd love to get a stop if they can maybe get a field goal block and keep themselves in this game. It's been a long, methodical drive here. 8 plays so far. It started at their own 14-yard line, did the Rebels. They've got trips out right, 1 receiver left. Welch in the backfield. He'll take the handoff, and he will bounce it out across the 15-yard line, brought down about the 12. Pickup of maybe 3 yards. We'll see what they give him on the spot. Going to be a 2-yard pickup down at the 13-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Welch is going to be offset right in the backfield. Trips right, single receiver left. Here's the shotgun snap. Bridges looking under pressure. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to take off across the 10. Makes a man miss across the 5. Down inside the 5 for a 1st down and goal at the 3-yard line. They give it to him. And that's how he can beat you. He can get out of the pocket quick, as it looks like it will be a 1st down and 3. Bridges is coming to the sideline, gets the play from head coach Corey Schweiss, and jogs back out to the huddle. 1st and goal from the 3. Leading 20-6 are the Rebels. This will be a... if I had to guess, you got 4 plays to score. You're going to see a couple of runs from Deshaun Welch and a couple of runs from Jet Bridges as he lines up under center in the I formation. Pitch out to Welch. He's going to not get it. He's going to be brought down at the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard if they put him down at the 4. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Pickup of 0 there. And this is more of what Potosi would like to see from their defense. So far, 4 carries, just 11 yards rushing for Deshaun Welch to open up this 2nd half. 2nd down 3, 7 minutes and counting here in the 3rd period. It's going to be that big I formation again. Jet Bridges under center. Will be 3 backs in an I formation all the way at the end, and that's going to be a handoff up the gut. That'll be number 7. I believe that's Ruger Sutton. And he'll be marked down short, just shy. That'll be 3rd down and 1 from the 1. Looking for the 12th play of this drive already. Again, started on their own 14-yard line, looking to cap this off. 3rd down 1, 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're going to stack it up with that I formation yet again. Welch all the way in the back of it. It is Ruger Sutton. It will be Welch on the handoff, and he'll stroll in, lower his shoulder, and that's a touchdown for Deshaun Welch. His 2nd of the day on a 1-yard touchdown carry. 6:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. 26-6. Extra point pending for the Central Rebels as we got a fireworks show yet again. It will be Justin Bridges to do the kicking, as is tradition for this Central team. And they'll look to extend their lead to 21 as they now lead 26-6. Waiting on the snap. Here's the snap a little high. It's not going to be down. They're going to have to go for two. And that's a break there for Potosi as the snap was high for number 28, Ty Schweiss, unable to come down with it. So 6:18 to go in the third quarter, and it stands 26-6. Central leads, ready to kick off. We'll take a break and be right back here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
When it's all said and done, what really matters? For Serenity Hospice Care patient Jack, hospice isn't about giving up. It's not about the end. It's about right now. It's about spending precious time with the people we love.
Come on, Grandpa!
And the little moments that create lasting memories. It's focusing on what's important to you and remembering life is beautiful in all stages.
Welcome back in here to the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. You're listening to the MyMo Info Sports Stream. 1-yard touchdown run from Deshaun Welch caps off a 12-play, 86-yard touchdown drive, and it will be Justin Bridges yet again to kick this one off. Back deep are the Blakes, Henson and Misi back deep to receive for the Trojans, trying to make something happen here. Here is the kick, and it is a deep kick, and it will go into the end zone for another touchback, as that is what Justin Bridges is talented at. He's very good at kicking the ball out of the end zone, and so the Trojans will start their first drive of the second half, trailing by 20 points. From their own 20-yard line. Let's thank some sponsors here. Applebee's of Farmington, CNC Suppliers, Flat River Loop in Farmington, Caldwell Banker Holsey in Farmington, Coles Tractor and Equipment in Farmington, Comtree and Festus, Cozy Memorial Chapel in Farmington, and Fleegs Equipment in St. John and Leadington, as well as Gateway Region YMCA in St. Louis. So here we go. First down 10, 6:18 to go, trailing 26-6. Coleman has three receivers to the right, two backs in the backfield. And he stands in the shotgun. Here's the snap to Coleman. It's going to be handed up to Merciel. He'll get across the 20 down to the 21. About the 20 half-yard line. Not quite 1 yard. So second down and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line. And it's just not been there tonight too much for the Trojans on that inside run game. They're going to have to start throwing the ball around a little bit if they want to try and catch up in this game. 26-6 is your score as the third period ticks away very quickly. Already halfway through it here, and the only team, we've only had one drive so far here in the second half. We're in the middle of our second. Potosi has the ball on their own 20-yard line. Here's the snap to Andrew Coleman. He's going to hand it off. Good hole up the middle, cuts across the 20 down to the 25 is Merciel. And it'll be a host of Central Rebels bring him down, but it'll bring up a third down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Here comes Tristan Beck from the Potosi sideline to bring in the play. And this is an important play. You really want to hold on to this ball and try and put some points on the board because as of right now, you're falling behind rather quickly with 5 minutes to go here in the third period for the Trojans. Two receivers, right, one left. Here is the snap, looking for the option. Pitches it out to West, and he's brought down in the backfield all the way down to the 19-yard line. Loss of 6 yards, and that'll bring up fourth down, and here comes the punt team for the Trojans. So it'll be fourth down 10, and they'll get him at the 20. And it will be another punt. That is 4 punts tonight on 5 drives. Not exactly what you wanted to see if you're the Trojans. It will be Peppers back to punt it, and back deep to receive the punt for the Rebels is number 11, Job Bryant. Here's the snap to Peppers. The kick is away, and it's a high, good one. It'll land out of bounds, actually, as it goes out of bounds at the, they'll mark it at the 39-yard line as they'll walk up a little bit to 45-yard line is where they finally mark it, is where they say it went out of bounds for Central on their own 45-yard line. And we'll keep it right here and thank a couple more sponsors while we switch sides. Guilford Lumber in Farmington, Gilster, Mary Lee, Hearing Care Partners in Farmington, Home Pools and Spas in Leadington, Jefferson College in Hillsborough, Lucas, Smith and Festus, Mario's Italian, Farmington and Mineral Area College in Park Hills. 3 receivers left for Jet Bridges. He takes the snap. He's going to fling it, intended for Slade Schweiss, but that one is in the dirt. Never had a chance. And not quite the sharp performance throwing the ball from Jet Bridges. We've seen a couple of good throws. The early one to Grant Mannion that was really just a screenplay. Everything else was done by Mannion for the 81-yard touchdown. And then the deep ball, the 40-yard completion to Schweiss, Slade Schweiss, on the last drive. But it's been a lot of balls high and in the dirt as he goes 3 receivers, takes the snap, hands it off to Deshaun Welch. Welch is going to cut it back across, and he'll get it down across the 45 down to the 48-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 after the gain of 3. And a big 3rd down here for Potosi. They can get this Central offense off the field. Trips here to the near side right. Single receiver is Schweiss out to the left. Welch is offset right in the backfield with Bridges. He stands in the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the snap, looking downfield. That one's tipped. That one's going to be intercepted. Malachi Peppers with the pick as Jet Bridges just floated that one up. Miscommunication, and Malachi Peppers says, well, sir, I will take that all day long. And that is exactly what you wanted to see, as Potosi will take over on their own 39-yard line. And they really need to make something happen off of that turnover. So we'll switch the fields just like that. 3:23 to go here in the 3rd period, trailing 26-6. The Trojans catch a break on the side of their defense. Malachi Peppers, he's right back out there playing receiver. Here to the near side left, here's the snap to Coleman, stretches it out to Zane West, and he is going to be stuffed in the backfield yet again. Big loss on the play there, loss of about 7 yards down to the 32. Not exactly how you wanted to start this drive. Bring up 2nd down and 7 from the 32-yard line as the clock ticks at 3 minutes here. And I'm just curious as to why they haven't started throwing the ball at all. Malachi Peppers getting the only action down the field on an overthrow by Andrew Coleman. Here's the snap. Now they're looking downfield. Coleman lets it fly and just out of the hands, out of the reach, I should say, of Blake Meesey. That'll fall incomplete. 3rd down 17. Ball on the 32-yard line. 2:44 remaining here in the 3rd period. 26-6 is your score. And the Trojans need a big play here, because if you can get it down across the 40, maybe to the 45-yard line, you trust your defense enough to go for it on a 4th and 4 or something like that. But as of right now, 3rd and 17. 2 receivers left. Here's the snap. Coleman under pressure. He's going to chunk it downfield, and nothing doing there, as that ball was intended for Carson Saunders, but it was way over his head. And that'll be a 4th down and 17 as they finish on their own 32-yard line, minus 7 yards on the sack. And that is yet again another punt. Well, we've got a penalty flag on the play. Let's see what they're going to call. It's going to be a sideline warning. Sideline warning will be a 4th down, so I'm assuming we'll see Peppers back out here to punt it away yet again, and that was a quick 3-and-out. Back-to-back 3-and-outs on their first 2 drives of the second half here. Negative 7 yards so far in the second half. This Central defense really coming out to play. Back deep to receive, Joe Bryant and Ruger Sutton for the Rebels. Malachi Peppers stands at the 20-yard line to punt it away. Here's the snap. There's going to be a penalty flag. I believe that's going to be an offsides call on the Central sideline. Dead ball, offside, so that'll move it at least 5 yards closer. 4th down 12. Ball on the 37-yard line. Still a little bit too far. You don't want to go for it and this deep in your own territory, but maybe you can get him on the hard count, see if you can keep moving that ball forward. 4th down 12, 2:37 to go. 26-6. Central leads and about to receive the ball. Ruger Sutton and Joe Bryant back to receive as Ruger Sutton, I should say, creeps up, looking for that fake. It will be a punt away. Almost blocked, but a beautiful punt here from Malachi Peppers as it's fumbled and then jumped on. A big break there as Joe Bryant muffs the punt but is able to fall on it. And Central will start with the ball on their own 21-yard line. That's where we'll do it. And we'll take a quick break here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Are you wanting a home with acreage, a hobby farm, or simply looking for a short-term loan? At First State Community Bank, we're offering a new 7-year adjustable rate mortgage program. Check out our 7-1 and 7-3 options. Speak to our lending team at your local FSCB branch or visit info.fscb.com/7ARM today to get started. First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Bank NMLS number 412605.
Back in here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. While we were away, 1st down and 10 from the 22-yard line, as it were. They gave it to Deshaun Welch, and he rushes for just 2 yards to bring up 2nd down 8 as we tick under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ball sits on the 24-yard line. 2 receivers split out either side. Welch offset right in the backfield. They're going to give it to him. Nope, pulls it out is Jeb Bridges, and he's got some daylight. Makes a man miss across the 40 to the 45. 50, and he's brought down by Bryce Reed once he crosses over into Potosi territory at the 48-yard line. Big run there from Jet Bridges as he goes for about 25. And that's that duo back there of Bridges and Welch. 1:35 to go in the third period, as Central will start to take their time and use some of this clock as they hold a 20-point lead, and their defense not really giving up anything to Potosi yet this second half. 2 receivers either side. Here's the snap to Bridges. Going to be a handoff up the middle. That is 31, Levi Odell, who is starting to take some snaps now at the running back position. I don't know if Welch's day is over. Not a very strong second half in terms of his production. 7 carries for 17 yards. Here's the snap to Bridges. It's going to be caught by Mannion at the 40-yard line, and he will be tackled immediately. And it will bring up 3rd down 2, ball on the 40-yard line, 33 seconds, and they can run this clock all the way down to start the fourth quarter. Let's see if that's what they decide to do. And it looks like they will huddle up and just let the play clock run down. It is 20 seconds on the game clock, 25 on the play clock. Well, they'll break the huddle here. Bridges in the shotgun, standing at the 45-yard line of Potosi. Twin receivers split out either side. Odell in the background, offset left, and they're going to get him on the hard count. They will get him on the hard count. And that'll be a 5-yard mark-off. Clock will stop, and it will be a 1st down and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line of Potosi for the Rebels, and that's just a heads-up play there by a veteran quarterback that's done it before. Gets him on the hard count clap as the clock will run now. 2-1-0 into the third quarter. We'll take it to the fourth here. 1 stanza left to go. Central 26, Potosi 6. We'll take a quick break and be back here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Gateway Motors in Fredericktown, Missouri invites you to come on down and let us help you find your next vehicle. Purchasing a car, SUV, or truck can be an overwhelming experience. The Gateway crew will help you find the right vehicle for your personal or family needs. We offer 24-month or less, no-interest loans for qualified buyers. Come on down to 509 Lincoln Drive and let us help you find a reliable vehicle that fits your wallet.
Glad to have you back in here in the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. 1 quarter left to play. Central 26, Potosi 6. First down and 10 for the Rebels on the 35-yard line of Potosi. Let's see what they can do as they are still in the huddle on the sideline, taking their time as the Potosi Trojans are out on the field awaiting the whistle to call the Rebels back onto the field. It's been a decent night for the Rebels' offensive running game. Deshaun Welch had 112 yards in the first half, and he has 3, 6, 10, 11, 17 yards on 7 carries here in the second half, but he does have a touchdown in both halves, bringing his total rushing to 129 yards on 16 carries. My math in my head quickly while I'm trying to talk is not great, but we're making it happen here, folks. Back down to the action. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Welch is in the backfield. Ball sits at the 35-yard line. He is offset right of Jet Bridges. Now they're going to have a little conversation, and they're going to move him over to the left side of Bridges. They stand at the 40. Here goes a man in motion, is Ruger Sutton. Here's the snap. Right side rollout. Going to keep it is Bridges, and he's going to make some men miss. Gets across the 20, 25. They're not going to catch that man as he dives into the end zone. 35-yard touchdown run for Jet Bridges, and that is exactly what they wanted to see. 11 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and Central goes up 32-6 with an extra point on the way as we hear fireworks blowing up in the background, as we have for every Central score so far here tonight. 35-yard touchdown run from quarterback Jet Bridges, and he says, I can do it as well. Let me get on some of the action. 11:48 to go in the fourth as Justin Bridges attempts yet another extra point on the evening. Here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. Just like that, 33-6. Just begun here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break and be back here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Put the wholesome goodness of Prairie Farms fresh dairy products into your meal planning. Add Prairie Farms' new 5-ounce cottage cheese cups and 7 fun flavors. Now you can snack healthy any time of the day for breakfast, lunch, or for an after-school snack. Choose from 7 new smooth and creamy options, including sweet and savory. Small batch cottage cheese now in 5-ounce snack cups. It's snackability for your family from Prairie Farms. Locally produced since 1938.
Well, it was a 6-play, 78-yard touchdown drive, capped off by a Jet Bridges 35-yard touchdown run to leave us where we are right now. 33-6 is your score. Central leads Potosi. 11:48 to go in the fourth quarter. And if you're Potosi, you really got to get something started here. Your 2 drives so far in the second half have gone for 0 and -7 yards. This Central team has just kind of done what they wanted today. It will be Bridges to kick, Justin Bridges. And this one's away, and it's a booming kick as it'll fall back into the back of the end zone yet again. And Potosi will start with the ball on their own 20-yard line for their first drive of the fourth quarter. Trailing by 27. And they're looking to at least get something to build off of here. Again, they've kind of run into the freight train that is this Central Rebels team so far. 4-0 on the season, averaging 40 points plus a game. And, they've got Bridges in the backfield along with Welch, who have just been scorching everyone. They've actually kept those 2 in check for the most part. Here's the snap to Andrew Coleman. He'll give it off up the middle, and it will be a quick 6-yard pickup. It will be number 8, Blake Henson, on the carry, I believe. And it will be a 6-yard pickup. Second down 4. 33-6 is the scoreboard. We did get a text update on a score from the big game happening. We'll get through this play first. Here's the quick handoff to Merciel, and he's going to break a bunch of tackles across the 40, still running across the 45. brought down at the Potosi 49-yard line. Wade Merciel just dragging folks along with him. That's a big run. So Valley Catholic beats Blair Oaks 35-28. And apparently, according to Brandon Pavlina back in the studio, it is Blair Oaks' first regular season loss in 49 games. Congrats to Judd Nagger and the Valley Catholic squad, who is just on a tear so far this year. Two receivers left, one to the right, two backs in the backfield with Andrew Coleman. Here's the snap, give up the middle to Wyatt Knapp, 33, and he's going to run across the 50 down to the 47-yard line into Central Territory. And after that big run by Wade Merciel, it looks like they're wanting to move a little quicker here, are the Trojans. 10:20 to go in the fourth quarter. 33-6 is your score. Two receivers left, one right is Peppers. Here's the snap, looking to throw. It's going to be caught across the 40, first down. That'll be caught by 22, Carson Saunders. Easy first down. That is a Caldwell Banker Holsey first down, if you will. Give me a minute to find my papers. Ball on the 39-yard line as they're moving the ball quite well here on this drive. Andrew Coleman starting to throw the ball around a little bit more. Henson is in the backfield. Two receivers right, one left. Here is the snap. Going to be a handoff stretch play to Henson, and he's going to be brought down. Breaks a couple of tackles, but he's going to be brought down after he crosses the 40 down to the 38-yard line. And they'll give him one, and it will be second down. Well, no, they won't give him any. It'll be second down 10, ball on the 39. Nine and a half to go in the fourth quarter, and apparently I can't read numbers right now. 9.5, not 4.5. 33-6 is your score. Two receivers left, one right, two backs in the backfield, Knapp and Henson. Andrew Coleman sits in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Henson, makes some men miss, gets across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 5, bring up third down and 5 for the Trojans. $8:50 to go here in the fourth quarter, as this has been a rather quick game. One receiver left, two right. Peppers is all the way out there on the left. Here's the snap, going to be handoff to Henson yet again. He'll try to bounce it outside, and he'll be brought down after a pickup of 1 or so. And will bring out a fourth down. Trojans looking at the 8th play of this drive, and if you're head coach Wyrick, you got nothing to lose here. Fourth down 5, ball on the 34-yard line, trailing by 27. Keep the offense out there, and that's exactly what he's doing. Try and get some form of rhythm going. Two right, one left on the receiver front. There's going to be another hard count jump for the Trojan Rebels. Oh, get it together now, Steve. And that'll be a 5-yard mark up, and that'll be a first down. First down and 5, ball on the 29-yard line. And that's an easy way to get a first down with 8 minutes to go here in the game. 33-6 is your score. Central leads Potosi. A couple of field goals tonight, followed by, we've got 4 touchdowns here with 2 field goals and an interception on the Central side. Here's the snap to Andrew Coleman. He's going to throw the outside, ball intended for Peppers. They're going to give him the catch there. Great diving catch that he makes there, and it will be, let's see if he gets across the 25 to the 23-yard line, pickup of 6. 24-yard line, I should say, pickup of 5. So second down 5, ball on the 24. And that was a great play by Malachi Peppers to get down and scoop that ball up off the turf before it hit the ground. They're going to spread out Beck and Meesey to the left, Peppers to the right, 2 back in the backfield, Knapp and Henson. Andrew Coleman takes the shotgun snap, looking over the middle, and he's got a man and intended for Meesey, but it was just out of his reach. It looked like Meesey might have gotten pulled on, but no flag on the play, and that'll bring up third down 5 from the 24. 7-11. Reach for heaven left on the clock. 33-6 is your score. And at this point, it's for Potosi, it's just try and get some semblance of rhythm going, trying to try and get some confidence and some momentum going into next week, as this one's kind of gotten away from you here in the second half. Another offsides, and that's going to be a point of emphasis, I'm sure, next week in practice for head coach Corey Schweiss, as that is offsides number 5 tonight for the Central Rebels, as they have just been fooled by the hard count of Andrew Coleman. Either that or they're just way too excited to try and rush the passer, because they have given up 25 yards on just offsides calls, and that's not what you want. Let's go and get some late game updates here. St. Vincent leads. Well, let's run this play first, and then we'll run through it. Here is Andrew Coleman in the gun. He takes the snap, looking up into the end zone for Peppers, and that's going to be no good. Good defense there by Liddell. Now let's take a look at your CNC Suppliers scoreboard. It is St. Vincent 14, Perryville 7. Cape Central trails Farmington 30-0. Farmington homecoming tonight. Hillsboro and Festus 27-12. Festus leads. Our game over here, Central 33, Potosi 6, as we mentioned. Valley Catholic final 35-28. Talked a little bit about that one. St. Genevieve leads St. Pius 35-14. North County leads Agape 48-7. Seckman trails Northwest 21-14. Fox over St. Dominic right now 28-3. And Windsor over Portageville 35-0. Andrew Coleman stands in the gun. 2 receivers to the right. He's going to hand it off to Knapp up the middle. He's going to break some tackles. He's going to get across to the 25-yard line. That'll bring up, down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 4, 3rd down 6 from the 15. As we're about to reach the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. As Potosi seems content to take their time and huddle up. Clock still running, 6.5 to go. We'll take a look after this play at who each of these teams have coming up next week and what we expect. Here's the snap to Coleman, quarterback keeper all the way. As he tries to find some holes, he's going to get maybe a couple. On the 12th play of the drive, 4th down 3, ball on the 12-yard line. Coming up next for Potosi is Perryville. They'll be at home against Perryville on October 2nd. A decent Perryville team. I had the privilege of calling one of their games at Windsor. They like to throw the ball around a little bit, but mainly a run-heavy team, kind of like this Potosi team. They like to take their chances on their shots downfield whenever they create them through the run game. So that'll be a fun matchup to pay close attention to. Here we go for the 4th down and 3 play. It is Andrew Coleman in the gun. Here's going to hand it off to Wyatt Knapp up the middle, who goes nowhere. And they're going to stop him at the 10-yard line, and that'll be a turnover on downs as he gets 2 and he needed 3. So that one will end at the 12-yard line. That's a turnover on downs, as Central will take back over on their own 10-yard line with 5:22 remaining here in the game. Now let's go ahead and talk to you a little bit about who Central's got coming up next. They've had a host of games they've had to cancel and pick up as they could. They've got a big one, St. Genevieve at home next week. St. Genevieve, like we mentioned, is playing a lot better. This Potosi team experienced that last week in the 42-7 loss at St. Gen. As Central takes over 1st down and 10 from their own 10-yard line. 5:22 remaining, up 33-6, and going to be content to just let this ball run, as it's going to be a snap to Bridges. He'll break a couple tackles, get across the 10 to the 12-yard line. Pickup of 2, bring up a 2nd down and 7 as the clock will run. Both teams have the full complement of timeouts. They're going to give him 2 yards, 2nd down, 8, ball on the 12. And we are under 5 minutes to go here. 3 receivers split out to the right side. 1 to the left is Slade Schweiss. Back in the backfield is Odell, I believe. Here's the throw over the middle. It's caught. That's going to be Ruger Sutton on the reception across the 15 down to the 17. He is a multi-talented young man, is Ruger Sutton. He plays wide receiver and some backup running back when they need him to. They know that he's deadly out on the edges and can get you some yards when he gets into open space. I believe we have seen the last bit of Deshaun Welch for tonight. Going to save him for future games, as it looks like Odell will be getting the majority of the carries, I think. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Clock down to just about 4 minutes here. Bridges stands in the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the snap. Going to be handed off up the middle across the 20 down to the original line of scrimmage. That is, number 31, Odell on the carry. Levi Odell does the backup running back duties after Deshaun Welch. Decent night for Deshaun, actually kind of under what he's used to here. A big first half, but a small second half for Welch. He did have the 1-yard touchdown run, however, so he'll add to his touchdown yardage. Trips left, single receiver right. Bridges, and there will be a penalty flag. What's going to happen here? And that's going to be a false start. And Coach Swice has some things to work on here next week in practice. The penalties have not been a bright spot for Central tonight, as they have been in pre-snap stuff. Once the play gets off, they've been pretty sound. Not many, no holdings, no pass interference calls, nothing like that. It's all been pre-snap, really for both sides, been pre-snap, offsides and movement calls. So here we go. 4th play of the drive. It started on their own 10-yard line. 2nd down, 15. Ball's on the 17-yard line. Trips left, single receiver right. Bridges has Levi Odell offset right in the backfield as the clock is ticking. 3 minutes now remaining here in the game. Here's the snap to Bridges, looking to pass. He's flushed out to his left, switches back to his right. He's chased by Reed. Dives, no good from Bryce Reed. Down the field. Ball is caught, but it out of bounds and then juggled and fumbled. Ball intended for Grant Mannion, number 10. Good attempt to try and make the catch, but he was out of bounds and then unable to hold it as he fell to the ground. Again, we're going to talk about this St. Genevieve team that really is not what we saw in the first 3 weeks, and Potosi can attest to that. They are up big tonight as well, playing 3 teams that after tonight will be undefeated, I believe. I know Festus is winning. Valley won, and they're undefeated. And I believe, I don't know what the Kennett score is, but I'm sure they have a good chance of being undefeated after tonight as well. And they are up, at last check, 35-14 over St. Pius tonight. So they're starting to pick up their stride, and will be a fun game to watch next week between Central and Festus as this handoff goes to Levi Odell. Looks like he's got a little bit of a hole, crosses the 20, brought down at the 22-yard line on a good open field tackle. Number 25, Zane West, brings him down. And it'll be 4th down and 10, and it will be a punt here for Central, as the first time tonight, Justin Bridges will do the punting duties for the Rebels. Under 2.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. 33-6 is your score. Central leading Potosi. Potosi has had the ball 3 times here in the second half. And they're working with negative 15 yards. Here's the snap. Kick is away. Pressure brought on by the Trojans, but unable to get to Bridges, as it'll take a great bounce across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. And that's where Potosi will start this next drive. Their best field position of the day was their own 39-yard line back in the 3rd quarter, and they'll match it here at the tail end of the game. 1:55 remaining in the game. 3 drives here in the second half for Potosi. Started on their own 20, a 3 and out for 0 plays. Started on their own 39, a 3 and out for negative 7 yards, and a 13-yard play that ends in a turnover on downs. 13-yard drive. That one, I miscalculated that one. Here's the snap out to Andrew Coleman. He's going to pass it out to Malachi Peppers, and he'll pick up a decent number of yardage. That last drive, was a about a 68-yard drive, not a negative 8-yard drive, because I didn't realize what was happening. So there we go. Second down 4, ball on the 46-yard line. 2 receivers split on either side. Henson straight behind Andrew Coleman. He takes the snap, 3-step drop, looking under pressure. He's flushed. Going to take off and run, loses the ball. It's on the ground, still rolling around, picked up by Ruger Sutton, and that's a fumble recovery for Ruger Sutton. That is his second fumble recovery on the year. That will be a fumble by the quarterback, Andrew Coleman, recovered by Ruger Sutton. 1:08 to go, and it will be Central ball, 33-6, and that will essentially seal this one away for the win. They will line up in victory formation, will the Rebels. 1:08 to go. Deshaun Welch is straight back just in case anything goes haywire. Jet Bridges under center. He'll take it and take a knee. Ball on the 43. So 59 seconds and counting, and that's going to do it for this one. 33-6 is your final here from Park Hills. Central on top of Potosi in what was essentially what we've seen all year so far from Central. They're going to pound the running game, and when they can, they're going to take their shots down the field. And when they do, they connect on them. It's on the backs of Jet Bridges and Deshaun Welch. Welch goes for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. Bridges scores on his own 35-yard touchdown run as well as 2 touchdown passes. That's going to be it. 20 seconds to go as we're going to tick under this one. And as soon as we hit 0, they start to shake hands, and that will, in fact, do it. 33-6 is your final here from the Central Rebels campus in Park Hills. 2-1, and that'll do it. We will take a quick break and come back here for just a brief pregame, or postgame, I should say, and then we'll wrap it up. So we'll be back in just about 30 seconds on the MyMo Info Sports Stream.
Add the taste of fresh produce to your table when you shop Richard's Produce in Festus. All the season's freshest fruits and vegetables like Missouri-grown watermelon and apples, home-grown Amish tomatoes, and home-grown veggies. Stop in and pick up fresh-cut produce and coming soon items for your fall decorations, from pumpkins, gourds, corn stalks, and straw to mums in a variety of colors and sizes. For farm fresh produce any time of year, stop by Richard's Produce, just off Veterans Highway on North Creek Drive in Festus. Look for their Red Barn building, open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily.
All right, welcome back in here to the Mineral Area College broadcast booth. My name is Stephen Kabler here on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. Just going to do a quick wrap-up here for you. Central 33, Potosi 6. Deshaun Welch, 129 yards on, 16 carries for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. Well below his average, so that's one thing that the Potosi team can hold high, is that they held him to 17 yards rushing in the second half. Now, it was a whole lot of running the ball and keeping the clock moving for both sides, but other than that, the Potosi Trojans found a little bit of their defense. On the Central side, business as usual. They get the W, move to 5-0, and will take on St. Jen next week. Again, they win 33-6. That's going to do it for me here in Park Hills on the campus of Central High School. We are going to join the broadcast on J98, I believe, St. Vincent at Perryville. And so I hope you guys listening will enjoy that one. Jacob Vincent on the call for that one. I'm Stephen Kabler. Thanks so much to Jake Reed back in the studio, twisting and tweaking the dials, making sure everything sounds up to par and sounds good for me here. We'll see you guys later on the MyMo Info Sports Stream. See you.
Again, back to pass, looking towards his left. He has a man down the field, wide open is Ernst into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians! Philip Ernst makes it 20-7, and the Indians on top by 2 scores. 2:59 to play in the game. And if the Indians come out victorious in this one, I think we know who our Applebee's of Farmington player of the game is going to be.
Well, we knew it was between a couple, but I think that just sealed it. There it is again. Phil Ernst going up for the jump ball, making a huge catch, hauls it in. St. Vincent with a wonderful touchdown here late in the game.
Phil Ernst had 2 catches coming into this game for 19 yards. He's got 2 touchdown catches in this game, one for 25 yards and that one for 28. His 3rd touchdown of the season, his 2nd of the game, makes it 20-7. Mounier on to kick the extra point to make it 21-7. Kick is up and right through the uprights, 21-7, 2:57 to play. Huge, huge, huge touchdown for the St. Vincent Indians here in Perryville. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the final game of action, 2:57 to go here on J98 The Boot.
Make it a great family night at Applebee's Bar and Grill in Farmington. Hi, my name is Amy Cousins, General Manager of your local store. Maybe start out with a couple of appetizers, boneless wings, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, spinach artichoke dip, chicken quesadilla. There's so much to choose from. Let the kids pick from the kids menu, then for yourself, choose one of our favorites. Steaks, ribs, seafood, pasta, we have it all. Go to Applebee's.com for the full menu and look for our happy hour prices. Doing good in the neighborhood, Applebee's Bar and Grill in Farmington.